Notification from.
Well, it's not doing that weird green.
That's a plus.
The ring screen this time, so that's good.
We're getting better.
Wait, I will be right back. Do you
Right.
want me to make that little mark graphic a little bigger so people?
Sure. In case you're wondering. That works, yeah.
Ta-da. Cool.
All right.
Cool.
How's everybody doing today? Happy Friday.
Friday, man.
I think it was only a week ago we had one of these.
Yeah, seriously. You gonna see me on here? Or I'm just barely in the corner. I peek over
In the shadow.
around the side.
Shadow mat.
Cool.
All right.
I don't have headphones today, so I hope it sounds okay. Let us know if there's any problem with the audio or the video, of course.
Yeah, that's on you guys now.
Cool. Wanna get her
Yeah.
going?
We can get rolling.
Oh, is your phone in it again? Did you want to leave it there?
What's that? Sound is good. No, it's fine. Oh, yeah. Get that stuff off the screen. We have, so, I mean, in case you guys haven't picked this up, we had like a white background behind that gets blurred out so we don't lose the screen. You can see right back there. So, OBS blanks that all out so we can see the stuff behind below. Whoa, it lines up right at the,
Oh my gosh.
right at the horizon.
That's crazy.
But when we were setting up, I set my phone down just out of the edge of the screen, kind of like right about there. And I was trying to figure out what that was. I thought, is that on the monitor? And I tried erasing it, but no, you can't. It doesn't work that way.
Stray geometry.
That's right.
Common problem.
Run clean up on that. Get that figured out. All right, so how's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Thanks for coming. Good evening, good afternoon, good day. All right, so our thing today, we thought it would be kind of cool to, Matt and I were actually traveling to Nashville last week, and we were in the airport watching what happened with the cathedral, and that was a bummer. That was crazy to watch just the smoke and the fire and the live footage. So we talked about it, and we thought this would be kind of a cool thing to model, get to model it. We weren't able to do it last week. We already had kind of plans in motion for what we were doing last week, so I know we're a week late, but we figured it would be a good model to throw up.
Yeah, it's of course a super recognizable building, and it's a shame, certainly the fire that happened. But yeah, we're paying our respects.
That's right. We're doing our part to help memorialize the cathedral. Speaking of which, that was the segue. I happen to have right here. Back it up. We'll touch on that in a second too. But we had this article on the Trimble Constructible page. You guys can check it out. Matt can throw up it's constructible.trimble.com. You can go there. But it was actually an article up here about how this guy, I forgot his name, has gone through, and there's tons of scans of the cathedral.
Andrew Tallon, is that his name?
Andrew Tallon. Yeah, went through and actually scanned the whole thing, laser scanned all kinds of pieces of it. So while a lot of it's destroyed and gone, we actually have that digital copy that can still be used and help in the restoration. So kind of a cool article and timely.
Yeah, I know scanning has been used a lot for a lot of this kind of stuff where you're rebuilding something if something should happen, but also just for historical record and for even like regular building for an as-built situation. You can go and see exactly what's in there to under a centimeter or whatever the accuracy of the scanners is. So it's pretty cool. And then obviously for this, it's a great opportunity to have that exact replica of it in 3D.
Yeah, a lot of information that nobody thought to hold on to, take care of. So, all right. A couple things. We'll get into modeling in just one sec. A couple things to touch back on. One is our bust. I'll try that one more time. Our best bus ever competition that is still running in the 3D Warehouse. So if you haven't done already, head over to 3D Warehouse, grab our SketchUp school bus, this one right here on the end, and modify it to your heart's content to make it the best bus ever. We have a couple entries right now. We have the Later Dudes, which is the tie-dyed swirly bus. And we got a new one this week, which was the Do Libro, I think is what was on the side of it. Basically leave books in Portuguese. So kind of cool. They made a library mobile out of our bus, which is awesome. So if you haven't already, go download the bus, start modifying, start customizing, and make the best bus ever. Upload it into 3D Warehouse, hashtag best bus ever, and you can win some prizes. And respect. You can win respect.
So I'm more interested in the prizes.
But yeah, those are good too. Those last longer than respect.
Cool
respect
stuff.
Fades.
Yeah.
Like daily.
Go like that. Stuff.
And
you always
out.
can keep stuff.
That's right. And one last thing to touch on, we'll start modeling. I just had to call this out because I thought this was cool. This is up on our forum. Somebody downloaded the iron throne we did last week and did a bunch of renders of it, which was pretty sweet. So threw some new materials on there, some highly reflective materials, and threw some dramatic, super dramatic lighting on there.
Wow. And
yeah, pretty cool. That was BX Saldana on our forum. So
those are awesome.
yeah, very cool, and that's fun to see. All right, enough talk. So we started talking about this right here, the Notre Dame de Paris.
Nice. Well pronounced.
From now on, being a Midwesterner, I'll probably say Notre Dame at least once or twice. Matt's in the same boat as me, has the same speech impediment due to the area of the world he was from.
Notre Dame.
That's the one. But we I started flipping through here, and again, we're doing this same as we normally do. We're going to model 3.5, 4 hours, something like that. This is not going to be a comprehensive, exhaustive, super highly detailed, but I wanted to get something in here and spend some time just looking at the cool architecture, get some models in here, model some buttresses. But yeah.
There should have a buttress count.
Yes.
That's if where you are is a acceptable drinking hour on this Friday afternoon, then you can make a drinking game out of every time Aaron says buttresses, you can take a little drink there.
And I'm planning, by the time I'm done with this, not to have to giggle every time I say or hear the word buttress. See? Can't help it. Anyhow. So how about some highs first? Got some guys coming back from before. Mustafa, Bruno, Gamborg's back. Yeah. Hi guys. Hi. Hello to everybody who said hi so far. We didn't say hi to directly. Thank you for coming. Welcome.
And everyone who tuned in.
Yes.
Thank you
this is good.
for watching. We appreciate you.
Yeah, Burn Dog says he giggles every time he hears rectilinear. I get that. Yes, Tarek is asking if we go live every Friday. That's the plan right now. This is our Friday afternoon hangout celebration every Friday at noon, unless we state that won't be happening. But that is our plan right now. As long as you guys keep showing up, we'll keep doing stuff. So, and through the stream, if you guys come up with cool ideas you think would be good models, good workflows, good concepts to cover here, throw them out, because we are keeping a running list. Obviously, we won't get to all of them because I think we have 20, 30 something already, and we're only planning ahead like 2 or 3 weeks. But love to hear your ideas, so throw those out as we do this. All right.
Hey, Johnny. Thanks for watching.
Hi. All right, so I started with a couple pictures. I just grabbed a few that I thought were good pictures. Some are just illustrative, like this one, to kind of show how stuff goes together. Some of them are drawings of certain pieces. Like I did an image of the spire and a drawing of the grand flying buttresses. And then a picture on the end here, satellite picture. This is a little I don't know, plan, I guess.
Yeah.
And then a hand drawing of the side of the whole thing. So, like I said, I'm going to go in, get as much stuff in here as I can. This is not, I would love to say that I could spend the time and energy to get this modeled down to some of the architectural detail, which there is some spectacular detail in this building. But it's unlikely that I will get in and get every single piece correct. So we'll do what we can in the time we got, though. So we'll start with that. All right, I think I'm gonna start by importing this. This is the satellite image. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's see if I can just drop that in. Nope, apparently not. All right, we'll try that again. Try that with the old import. Drag and drop's not everything it should be.
Well, you can't drag a cathedral. That would be
If that's excessive, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna bring this in. And I'm gonna do a preliminary scale because I read something about something. Actually, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna rotate it so it's in plane. Start right here, drag that out to the end. And now for scale, I did see, why is it not working? According to the Wikipedia page, the cathedral is 128 meters long. So I'm gonna go ahead and scale this drawing real quick. Again, we're not gonna be, I don't have architectural, so I can't say this is gonna be accurate to like a centimeter or even a foot, but we'll go off those general dimensions and kind of work up from there. So I'm gonna take this image now and I'm just gonna say tape measure, click from here to here. I already forgot what I said. 128 meters. So that is 128 meters. Enter. You want to resize the model? Yes. There we go. Significantly larger. All right. I'm going to start with just, you know what? This is one of the things, we've talked about this several times, and that is how much of a model should you model? Do we want to model the whole thing? There is this section that comes off on the side of the cathedral that it makes it non-symmetrical, but the rest of it, this bulk right here, looks like it's pretty much the same left to right. So having said that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to model half of this as a component and let it copy over. So,
hey Smethics, thanks for tuning in again. Thanks for watching.
quite. All right, so here's a question.
Photo is skewed.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah, this line's not 90 degrees in the image. Is not quite 90, but that's okay. That's not a problem. What I'm wondering about is how many segments I should put on this circle. So around the circle, you can see we have there's 1, 2, 3, 4 major flying buttresses and then minor flying buttresses. They do come in major and minor sizes apparently. And it's not, the thing is that like these ones right here, actually these look like they should go, this is probably just distortion. So that right there is kind of my arc. It does go straight for a little while. If I was to pull that out, that'd be pretty close. That looks good. Okay. Question here is though, how many pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll say 6. So 6 is 24. That's where I'm at. Cool. All right. Go from here down here. All right. What I was looking for is just this footprint. That's all I want right this second. I'm gonna take that, make that a component, and I call that half of a cathedral. All right. Now I have that. All right.
You're getting there.
Yeah, I mean, the rest kind of models itself.
Just kind of, yeah.
I'm going to put a couple pieces on here just, again, to just kind of start mocking up where stuff's going to go. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to turn on my X-ray. And I'm going to put a square right here. That's where that tower's at. And from that tower, I have this going on down to right there. This point right here. Copy that.
Roger that.
Something like that. I'm going to use an arc right here instead of a circle. I'm going to put a 6-sided arc. I'm actually going to use, I've been using this arc more and more. The arc tool, which normally use the 2-point arc, which where you pick 2 points and then pull the bulge out. This is kind of a cool one because if you have the points you're going from, I can just click, click, drag my mouse over, and click again. Yeah, just been using that one more and more. It's kind of cool. All right, so those I believe are kind of the major shapes in that group. I'm going to take that component now, make a copy of it over here, scale it to -1, and then just stick it right here. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, now I'm going to have to take a look at some different images. Obviously, I can't model a whole lot from that side view, but I do have that in there. I'm going to also start getting my fire out my layers because I'm going to be toggling a lot of stuff on and off as we go through here, especially anytime I work with reference images. I'm far more careful about layers. A lot of the models we've done on here have been sort of just single models, like one pieces where the only thing I really worried about was grouping to isolate geometry from one piece from another, that sort of thing. As I do something like this, we're going to pull in more and more reference imagery. I am going to want to be able to toggle it, switch between it, that sort of thing. So I'm going to come in here and add a couple layers. I'm going to write reference above, and I'll put this onto that one. I'm going to actually shorten that down so I can see it in my... We can all remember what ref means. All right, so I'm going to turn my reference above off. Looks good. And I'm going to go File and import my side view, which I think is this one I called side. Makes a lot of sense. All right, so I'm going to pull it in. I'll scale it in just a minute. There we go. Looks good. Ooh, it's like see-through-y.
Ooh.
Oh, it's because I have X-ray turned on.
It's like you have X-ray vision or something.
What are the odds? All right. You know, there's something weird going on here. I'm going to hop back over to here. This is not the same building.
There's one in Nice. Is that how you pronounce it?
It's similar. It's very similar, but yeah, this is not. The side of this is not the same as the side of this.
Well, of course, with all historical buildings, they look different in different.
It is possible.
Generations.
This could have been changed over the years, but the spire looks like it's up here at the towers instead of in the middle where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Head back to the Google.
Did you just look up pictures of cathedral?
I would.
You looked up the Notre Dame Cathedral?
I thought so. I think I was looking for plans and maybe just got excited that I had that nice clean plan and grabbed it without verifying that it was actually the building that I wanted to see. Yeah, let's...
They can trick you.
Let's see if they have an elevation drawing. Oh, there it is. Wait, no, wait. Oh, nope, that's the same one I just had. Trick me. Trick me good. Anybody out there got a link to a perfect cathedral? A lot of the images, the pictures I've actually seen are good, but obviously the problem with a picture that big is the distortion. We saw that even on the satellite image. Stuff just kind of shifts and like straight lines end up, bowing away in photography. So pictures are hard. But I know there are actually, plans are a thing. Oh, see, that looks like the building. I wonder what building that was.
Charts? Is that what?
Oh, it's the cathedral. Chartres. We'll say
I don't know how
Chartres.
you pronounce it, but yeah, Robert over YouTube comments mentioned. Because I think that plan that you had on the bottom said that. I just figured that was like the artist or something. But
yeah, I
nope,
saw
that's
the name
of the building.
There's so many details about things.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we can find a good side view. And we can put this together too from images, and it doesn't have to be perfect by any means. Ooh, that's a pretty clean.
But it's not. Yeah, like you said, you have to get it as close to like parallel projection. You have to get like across the other.
Yeah.
To shoot it from the Eiffel Tower, which is about 4 kilometers away.
Matt is, just so you guys know, kind of a Notre Dame fan, so he may just be flinging out all sorts of information.
Really, I just watched a couple of videos on the history of it.
Whatever it takes. All right, we're just going to go off of an image.
Too bad you don't have that gentleman's 3D scan data.
Yeah, well, that would... yeah, so I'm just going to use this image as a reference. Low quality, but that's okay for what we're doing. All right, so I'm going to go File and Import. Try this again. I'm just going to rotate that up, do a little alignment. So I'm going to take this point and I'm going to put this at that spot right there. Well, that's not that far off. But, hold up. Yeah, this is going to be awkward. I can almost immediately tell you that because, well, that's not too bad. All right, we're going to use this as more of a visual reference rather than a scaled solution. All right, so we can use that just as kind of a reference. Get as much detail off there as we can. Lock my mouse button up again. Cool. Oh, somebody posted a link.
It is a link, however, it's to a different church. Grace Church. Maybe I'm just looking at the wrong thing. But it appears to be Grace Church.
Are you on
Utica, New York.
Did you see the Twitch link we got too?
Oh, Twitch one, nice.
Keep them coming, guys. We do this together.
Okay, cool. How did you want me to get this?
I don't know. That's a good question. Let me type that in real quick. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Drop it on me. I'm going to put this on its own layer too. Dead air. That's not good.
Yeah,
you
stall them while I'm trying to
the
figure
sound
out
of
how
thoughts
this
being
works.
processed right here. All right. Here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to start my massing. I'm going to pull this up. Pull these pieces up like this. This one's going to go up higher. I have a front reference image as well. Go ahead and import that. There we go. All right, here's the file we got. Is that this?
I believe it is. That's what it's labeled anyhow.
Oh, it looks like, yeah. Looks like it's cool. That looks pretty good. All right, we'll go with it.
Yes, thank you, Burn Dog. The clutch reference image pull.
Okay. All right, turn on the desktop. All right, we'll delete that one then, and we will import. Thank you guys for helping us out on that one. And I will come in here again, get that upright and locked position. I flip it, align it, and then scale it. Oops, I should unhide. There we go. Cool. All right, well that does, we'll gotta drop this a little bit, just ever so slightly. Drop that down so we're flush to the floor. Looks good. And that does call out that not quite high enough here. All right, so what I like to do for this, I gotta figure out where I wanna put this up to. I wanna put these walls up to where the roof begins to transition. So I'm gonna say that's right here. Draw that just off axes. All right, so I'm gonna draw a line here as reference. Just on the outside. Well, that's the point I want. Up here, line right here. Those are the ones I need. So when I come in this group and I start to pull up, I can just snap to this line right here. And then I can double click to bring the rest of them up. This one right here, I'll pull up to this point right here. All right, it's coming together. We're doing it. Really doing it.
Nice.
All right. And I'm gonna put this onto my side reference. Turn that off temporarily. We do have some more information put in here on the front, and I will base that on actual photo. So I'm gonna say import. I think I called it front. I did. All right, so I'm gonna put that photo in. This one will be my probably less dependable because we were talking about that distortion. So you can tell right now, if you look at the straight lines, you can see they, just even with this one, kind of goes like that. Farther in the distance, they're going to put it closer together. That kind of thing is going to happen. So we don't have a real dependable picture here, but we can do some things like, okay, here's the, this is the middle right here. So I'll come across like this, and then come in here and pull this up to here. It's good enough for that level of detail. All right, speaking of details. Oh, except I did that a little bit wrongish because, let's do that again. Push this down into the ground. Scale it up a little bit. something like that. And push that down to... All right, there you go. Again, this is all just the interest here. Whoops, that was excessive. The interest here is to create a model, kind of just as a reference. I know I'm not going to be getting a photorealistic perfect version, unfortunately, but it's enough to you know, respect what was lost, kind of thing is what we're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like every week we say, well, what are you going to use the model for? Is it going to be 3D printed, or is it going to be like rendered or something like that? And this one seems like an interesting kind of challenge to see how much of it you can model in the given time, you know? Because obviously you can't model every detail. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
The Gothic style architecture, of course, is, and that is...
It's a big deal.
Yeah. But it's also very intricate, of course, and... So, yeah, you wouldn't be able to model the whole thing in 4 hours, even if
Right.
you were a speedy model person. So there's that. Oh, also, a couple other folks have found images. This one appears to be, and I think I have it up on the screen, like a 3D print of it almost.
Oh, very
it kinda
cool.
looks like. Yeah, so that one is... Really, or no, this is actual. Yeah, this is just like a scale model. Very cool. And then somebody found a model on the 3D warehouse as well.
Yeah, that's cheating. I could have just imported that.
Yeah. Anyways,
It's cool. It's so a little while ago. Ooh, that got weird. What's going on there? Oh, I don't like that.
no, that is
That's not going to work. It looks like it's a buttress crack. That's not going to work at all. Nope, nope, nope. All right, so
No, siree.
I'm going to throw... There we go. I must have snapped something wrong. What happened? I don't know what's going on there. We'll get it cleaned up, though. Don't you worry. Don't you worry at all.
I have faith in you that you can clean up stray lines. John
Good to
says
hear.
that the front and side have core belt lines that are at the same height. Your extrusion height should be the same because the lines run around at the same height. So,
Sounds logical.
I'm not sure I know.
So we're
what-
saying this roof height should be the same here as
Oh,
well.
Gotcha.
Makes a lot of sense. Let's go ahead and just push that back down. Oh, it's not gonna let me because I messed up my geometry. But fortunately, not too hard to fix. I'm just gonna pull. Back off, man. All right. Something like that. Cool. And then I'll just clean that up. Clean that up. And pull it back over here. All right. Good call. Good point. Wait, nope. I didn't fix it. I forgot to push it down after all that. Couple Control Z's, and we can drop it, and then pull it back out. Sometimes it happens. All right, and now what we can do with this right here is a quick, just like this, and we'll try a follow me. A little much, a little excessive, a little too much follow me. All right, undo. What the heck happened there? All right, I'm gonna grab this and this, and make it a group. Now I'm going to go into that group, and I'm going to hide the rest of the model. Now what I want to do is this line, right? Oh. I think I got some issues with my, no, that's right. So I'll take that. Oh, I see what's going on. Okie dokie. This we can fix. All right, so one of these, you guys may have run into this before. I'm gonna back up. So I isolated this geometry. This is what we're actually looking to do, right? We wanna spin this around this. The problem is when I use follow me right now, first thing it does is has this piece follow along a non-perpendicular side. So it ends up kind of pulling it at a weird angle before it starts to go around. So you get that odd shape I had before. When you do a follow me, the first line that you want the shape to follow should be perpendicular to the face. So what I'm going to do is temporarily just grab a line, drag it here, here, and these are on axes. This is on the red, this one's on the green. Then I can take this geometry, put it right back here, temporarily just get rid of that, get rid of these extra lines, and now I can say I want it to follow this arc I had selected plus these two new lines I drew. And I'm going to go ahead and weld them real quick. We'll get a nice, my cone will be all one piece that way. And then I can say, follow me there, and I'll get that. That looks much better. Now all I have to do is come into where these lines are, where these breaks are, and I can create geometry. So I don't know if you guys have ever had that before. That used to drive me crazy before I understood how that worked. Yeah, it's actually pretty easy to address if you know why it's doing it. Another reason to be careful of how you draw your things. Circles. So a lot of times circles pull out by points, so edges end up on the axes. If you know you're going to do something like doing something like this, you might want to rotate your circle slightly so that the axes actually meet the middle of a segment rather than a corner. All right, I'm gonna grab these three pieces, intersect faces with selection. This is the only piece I'm interested in so I can get rid of everything else. It's wrecking ball time. Anything that is not that surfaced goes away. In fact, let's do this a simple way. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna say Control C. I'm gonna delete everything, and I'm gonna edit, paste in place. And I'm going to exit the group. Ooh. Now I can actually select this and explode it. And then, oh, something's not quite meeting up. There we go. Something's still a little weird. Huh, just off on there. Wonder what that's about. So close. Okay. And I'm going to orient faces here. All right, something's still not right there. I'm gonna have to fix that. That's one of those things that's gonna bug me. Something weird happened. All right, I'm gonna just.
Does it have to do with that weird triangular face on the?
That looks right.
Looks like both edges are both. Like see the hidden geometry on the edge of your.
Yeah, right here. Like something. I guess that was okay.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna go into a group this time. I'm just gonna keep it simple, stupid. All right, there we go. I'm gonna select those edges, follow me with this. It's gonna go a little bit long, but I should be able to just come in.
Yeah, why does it have that weird little extra segment?
Not sure. I guess whatever I drew wasn't... Something was imperfect. Yeah, there it is, that little piece right up there. All right, we're good now. All right. Half the dam, as we like to say. It also looks like these pieces on the end actually come up a little bit higher. See that? So go ahead and grab that line, drag it on through, and I'll use that as a reference to build this point. Turn that back on. I'm not going to hide the rest of the model. I'm going to pull that up. And again, I just grabbed it kind of arbitrary off the picture. I'm not going to actually want to snap to it. If I snap to it, then I'm going to come off axes, and it could cause all kinds of problems. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to stay on the blue axis, hold down shift, and I'm just going to come up until it hits that height. That's all I'm really worried about. And from there, I'm going to pull it straight over like this. And then that's really what I'm looking for to match this right here. I'm going to exit out and get rid of that line because I'm afraid I'm going to snap to it. All right, so now I can do the same thing here. I'm just going to use a line, snap this across, click, click, click. So there's my front. That looks correct. Now I got to get it to come back and tie in here. So to do that, I'm just going to drag this straight back, again on the green axis till it hits the surface. Close that up, and then just tie it back up to the ridge. It's at an odd, I don't know what the slope is, actual slopes are for any of these, but I don't really care. What I want is for it to tie in the same method that this does here. All right, so there is my initial massing for Notre Dame.
Damn.
I keep wanting to say either Notre Dame or Notre Dame, but it's Notre Dame.
Damn.
That's the thing I've learned today. It's damn.
Kim talking about getting 10 bug splats a day with 2019. That's a shame. Perhaps it has to do with extensions. Usually extensions are the #1 culprit of crashing the old SketchUp there. So maybe try turning them off and then turning them back on one at a time to see which one would affect it in that negative way, because that is no good, of course. They didn't have CAD programs in the Middle Ages, that's true. Although it did take like 200 years to build it. And we're going to build it in about 4 hours. So
yeah,
Aaron's going to build it and I'm going to watch
in 4 hours. Yeah, it's totally true. It blows to me, I mean, it's amazing to me to see the kind of stuff that got designed and built with the tools that were available at the time, because it is amazing. It's nothing short of amazing to see the things that they were able to put together.
And with stone.
I know.
Think about a building material.
If you guys ever had to haul around just plywood or drywall, but think about human being-sized chunks of marble. Yeah. We got it easy. We're a bunch of softies here.
Yeah. Kim turned all the extensions off. Well, I'm afraid I'm not really a customer support person. You might bring it up on the old forums.sketchup.com. Some people on there can usually help you out on if you're getting bug splats or any kind of problems. So, yeah, I would go ask in the forums.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, if you guys aren't using the forums already, and Matt and I love to help you as much as possible, but when it comes to why is something causing a problem in the program, the best solution is going to be multiple steps, including the method by which you installed, if your Windows or Mac, what your video driver is, what your computer is, what extensions you have installed. So there's about a half dozen questions that you'll get into right away. And yeah, the best spot to get help with those, of course, is going to be on the forum. All right.
Hello, Med Salad Belly. Not pronouncing that correctly, but I'm not a good pronunciator, as Aaron is, of course. Jiminy BB said your second pronunciation of Dom was correct. They said they're French.
Well, that's what I said. That's where I thought it was.
So is that Dom is the right one?
Dom.
Damn.
Dom. Ah. Dom, like a long is what we're looking at. Then Dom, like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Of course, we say Van Damme here, and I don't know.
Right.
He's French, right? Isn't he? French?
Belgian, I believe.
Oh, close.
Muscles from Brussels.
How could I forget that? Yes. Jiminy BB says, wait a minute. That BB's not for Billy Bob, is it? All right, well, I will keep that in mind and attempt to, how are you doing? Yeah, I will keep that in mind. I'll try to respect the Dom.
Yeah, the crash thing, like I said, I would bring it up on the forums if I was you. And if it seems to be a repeatable thing that all your friends are saying, then are you sending in the bug spots? Are you, when they pop up, or you'd want to fill them out and say what you were doing at the time, and leave your email and stuff like that, so our QA team can contact you and ask you questions about it. But yeah, I think unfortunately right now we're more focused on Aaron is focused on the modeling the Dom, and I unfortunately can't help too much on that. So yeah. Oh, also Gamborg said that your SketchUp water bottle was see-through.
I know this is our special effects. Check it out.
Talk about it. That's the X-ray vision. Oh.
Huh? Right? Well, and it's back. And it's gone. Wait, what happens if I turn
it into a SketchUp shirt? Well, sort of.
Oh, yeah. A Dom SketchUp shirt. Next level right there. That's right. All right, so I'm just kind of working through here again, getting my preliminary geometry, and is really all I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of using the lines on here, reference, just kind of mock out where my pieces are at, that sort of thing. Also marking where all of these. I gotta tell you the truth about something. I am not a student of architecture, nor is Matt. So, as is the case with multiple things I've noticed that we do this for, I don't know what this thing is called.
I think they have names, but yeah, I don't know.
I know there's a name for all of this.
But of course, we do know what style of architecture it is, which is, what is that?
Gothical?
Oh, yes. Based on, of course, this man. Put it up on screen. Right. This is where it got the name.
Yep.
So I just thought I'd let you guys know that. I had been watching a lot of videos on it. So that's where the style of the architecture came from, as well as wearing many rings. That's where that came from as well.
That's right. just got architectural with it just now.
Yeah.
Alrighty. All right, let's start a circle in the middle of this and see.
Hey, G Studios. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome back. It's pretty cool you guys hang out with us anyhow, but the fact that you come back week after week, that says something special about your ability to stick with it. I'm not going to take credit. That's all you guys. You guys are awesome.
Could you create sketches on top of the picture so you can get the curve true to the Gothic shape?
I could. I was actually debating that, but again, because of the distortion, I was not too terribly worried about it. But that's kind of what I was, see, like, yeah, I'm not quite sure how to. Plus, some of these are so many offsets deep. Wasn't sure that.
Friday is more fun with you guys. That's very nice of you to say. We are always happy to hang out with you, of course, and for me to heckle Aaron with pictures of black and white Marilyn Manson photos.
So I got that going for me.
Right.
That actually line up the corner. It did almost. Oh boy.
G Studio said he's working on the same model.
All right. Well, I expect to see it in 3D Warehouse, and you give us a link at some point so we can celebrate together.
Yeah, it'll be a showdown between yours and us. He also asked, would you like a few original drawings, non-distorted?
I will take everything you got, my friend. I will take anything. That's a yes. Sure. All right. Okay, so one of the things that's kind of cool. That's coming along.
Yeah. This person says, you're going about it all wrong.
Oh, nuts.
Start over. But I think, there's so many different ways you can model buildings like this in SketchUp. So, yeah, there probably is another way and perhaps a better way. But Aaron, of course, is comfortable with how he's doing it. That's the most important part.
And we have had, so Robert Slinger, I just want to call this out because I did some reading up on the buttresses this morning because I figured I couldn't just be flinging out the word buttress. That word can't just be flying around without some, information behind it. Buttresses, yes, they're basically exterior lateral support. They prevent the lateral load of the walls and stuff from pushing outwards. It transfers the load that's pushing outside of wall out into a pillar. And I learned the difference between a standard buttress and a flying buttress is the arch. So there, that's the thing I learned.
I prefer the flying one. Sounds more mythical and
it does sound like fun. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to put that on here, and I'm going to slide this over here. And I got to figure out what's going on right here. So there is a whole bunch of stuff happening with these pieces. This is the statue. There's basically statues go all through this entire section, which is really cool. Also something cool that we learned is the statues were actually saved from burning, and the spire, the big spire in the middle, was saved from the burning because they removed them for the whatever work they were doing. I don't know if you guys heard about that. Of course, that was kind of the reason they're suggesting that maybe the reason it burnt down was because of the renovation or something. But it was good because that renovation meant all the statues that are on the rooftop, along with that big, huge spire, was actually taken off the building and was saved, because had that all been up there when it burned, I'd imagine it would have fallen through and it would have been horrible, and we would have lost even more history. So that was, I guess, the one saving grace. I don't know. All right. So that's just sharing a thing I learned this morning. That's all that was.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. All right. So looking here, looks like I got, is this in the middle? It is. It's kind of cool. So centered, I'm gonna come vertically to this point right here. What happened? One of the things I like to do to mirror when I'm working on a flat plane like this is use rotate and then go to a vertical snap and then just option flip it around like that and let it merge back with the original surface. Turn that to be little. There we go. Pull that out some amount. And continue this line along here. Continue the line all the way around until I get back home on the other side. And I'm really, all right, I'm trying to figure out what this is. I might have to go look at, I might have to actually go look at real photographs.
Real deal, huh?
That's not a photo. That's not a photo at all. All right, here we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this steps out, this steps out, this steps out.
There's a little swirly
Front.
thing.
Yeah, whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that makes sense to me. Get rid of the X-ray. You guys like working in X-ray? How does everybody feel about X-ray? I really struggle with X-ray view.
From like picking stuff behind.
Oh no, I can't visualize. I can't see it.
Oh right.
My brain just doesn't care for it. If you guys have ever experienced that, I really.
Is there
really
a word
rough that.
for X-ray technician? Like, is there like a separate? You know how there's like
It's X-ray technician, isn't it?
cardiologist or something like that. I mean, that's not. I mean,
Is there a word for X-ray technician?
Cardiologist, but I mean, like, is there a single word? You know, like
an X-ray etition?
X-rologist,
X-rayator?
an imager. I don't know. I feel like there is a name for it, but I don't know.
There probably is something. You're probably somewhat right on there. Something. All right, looks like this one right here continues on around.
Yeah, radiologist. That's pretty good. That's right.
They
right?
radiate you with, yeah.
Yeah. And you have to put a lead vest on when you go to the dentist if you get the X-rays.
You know, I get it. It makes sense to me, but it always makes me feel a little unsafe when they throw the lead vest on you and then they leave the room. Don't worry, this apron will cover you. I'll be a time zone over and hit that button.
Well, didn't the roof had lead in it too, right?
Yes.
So you couldn't even. You're kind of lucky that the roof burned because now you can use X-ray to see through it. Because before the lead would be preventing you. So
thinking.
That's what I said.
That's a thing I said.
Yes, radiologist. Thank you so much for coming to my rescue. I can't think of words, which is pretty much every time I speak.
Only when he speaks, though.
I need a comment section for every time I have a conversation, because I'm just sitting there like trying to think of a word, and I can never think of it.
Words are for something. All right, I'm gonna scroll. Whoops, I just did the wrong direction.
Vivian, if you're looking for tutorials, YouTube tutorials, yes, we have some on the very YouTube channel that you're viewing this video on. There's a playlist called Getting Started with SketchUp, I believe is the name of it. And it's a 4-part series, gets you off the ground in hopefully running, and you can certainly learn how to draw a box there. Check it out.
So it looks like this is actually a half of an octagon. Not sure if you guys know about this too. Tapping the Option or Control key when you're drawing a polygon will toggle you between drawing inside the circle versus outside the circle that's being created by your cursor. So this means on the sides here, I want to actually get that flat side the direction of the tower I'm making. So hitting Option means it swings around like this. And if I click right there, now
weirdly your keylogger thing wasn't showing up. It's Option though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Control on Windows.
That's right.
Figures. That's the reason it got the little key thing, is to show those sorts of things, and then that's when it didn't work. So if I go circle now, now it's back.
Yeah, I think it works for like the regular keyboard, but maybe I don't know why.
Oh, just hitting Option by itself's not showing up. I got that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we thought that would be a nice little thing that you guys could see, but apparently not.
When you were searching on Google, I could see it. That was cool.
That's true. Yeah, when I typed in something earlier, and that it worked. Just figures. That's just how it is. All right.
G Studio said he sent the reference images to your forum inbox.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Maybe you'll pop in there and take a look at those when we break. All right. So I'm really apparently I'm into this tower. I'm really getting into this, that's cool, I guess.
Ooh, and also Jiminy pointed out you could use that option thing when you were doing the follow me earlier in order to start with a perpendicular edge.
You are correct, sir. That is what I should have done. All right. So I'm gonna hop in here. I'm gonna push some of these pieces back. Go. And this one looks like it actually steps. So come back. Rather than push pull, I'm just going to move this one back. Cool. And then to get that same shape over here, because it's symmetrical, I'm just going to Option copy this over and then push pull the extra chunk out. Sweet. Getting there.
Nice.
Got the same thing happening here. Little step. Little.
Do you guys know a website that I can get free residential floor plans for practice models? Sure. I know there are some out there because I've downloaded them before, but I don't know. I think you can just search for. Are you looking for vector ones or just JPEGs? Because you can just search Google for those.
Yeah, if it's just for practice, Google's a good place. But of course, don't be using anything you find on there for production work. That would be unethical.
Yes.
All right. So, I'm going to turn my front back on, my side off. One thing, this is pretty much when I started looking at this, I'm like, ooh, look at all these offsets. And I really want to do this. So I'm going to do this. It looks like I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offsets, and then the center. Looks like. And again, we're not going in super detail. Oh, that makes sense. Mouse is about to die. That's how we roll.
What batteries does it take?
Rechargeable.
Ooh.
We can make it work. We'll be good.
Do you want?
I got some time.
Okay.
When we break.
I can grab you a USB mouse too if you want.
If it gets dire, I'll go grab the cable. We'll be good though.
Okay.
And how many times did I say that was in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Which SpaceMouse should you buy? Depends on your needs, really. I mean, I think the regular one that Aaron's using right now, this is just a temporary one because his Enterprise one had.
I killed it.
Yeah, too many hours on there. But yeah, so this is just a temporary one. I had the wrong link in the description on YouTube there, so I apologize for that. But I put it in the one that he's using right now, which is the SpaceMouse Compact. Is that right?
Yeah, I think when I got this, it was just called the SpaceMouse, but I think they call it Compact now.
Okay.
There's a wireless version too, which is nice for travel, that sort of thing. But I would tell you the one issue I've run into with this. I know I'm looking at the microphone. Hey, up there, I'm talking to you. Is because this is symmetrical all the way around. When I set it down like this, and I was like, "Oh man, this mouse is broken too." Turns out you have to have it facing the proper direction in order for it to do what you want it to do.
Well, it seems like especially for the wireless one, that would mess
Yeah,
it up
that'd be. The wireless one actually has a little bit more of a square base too, so it sits flat.
Really? Okay.
I just found out that the wonderful people over at 3D Connection are sending me a new mouse, and I should have it by next week. So that'll be nice because as much as I like this little mouse, I do miss my shortcut keys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the actual puck and like the control and stuff is the same on all of them, right? It's just the Enterprise ones have shortcut keys and maybe have other. I'm not sure if they have other features on there, but seems like the main difference to me, anyways, from an outsider.
Yeah, the functionality is the same. It does the same thing to help you, but yeah, I've gotten, and it's a problem. I admit it. People told me don't fall in love, and I did, and I struggle when I don't have it. 6, one more. All right. Whew. The offsetting has been did. Oh, up here we got 2. So when I'm offsetting, I'm intentionally not grabbing the full space, because if I offset here, it's going to offset on the bottom too, which isn't a big deal. This would probably actually be a lot quicker, is just come in here and do this. And then I can always just select this line and then move it vertical. So on this one, that was pretty easy, but, except I'm a little off there. My arc is off. Better fix that. That's embarrassing. How'd that happen? Must not have been the middle. Let's see what happens if I trace up from the middle. Looks like it's the same. So if I take that was odd. Doing that same thing where I'm resting my mouse on the cable and stopping my left mouse button from going.
No.
Who remembers the last time I saved?
Well, it doesn't seem like it can be right, does it?
Well, thanks for hanging out with us today.
Oh, no.
What did I do? Huh. So
Wait,
let's discuss the importance of saving when using any software package whatsoever.
Oh my God, no.
All right. This is where it's gonna get real speedy.
Oh my gosh. You learned so well, too. You.
I was doing so good month after, seriously, week after week. I'm gonna, hold on. I'm gonna read through all of these comments. If I don't see a single save in there, you guys are just as guilty as me. So let's see. Yep, nope, nope, yep, nope, yep, nope, 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 nope.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so disappointed in y'all.
Well.
Nope, that's fully on me. I did something unawesome there.
I think there would be an autosave, but you didn't even save it one time.
I never saved it even once.
Not even one time?
So, no, I didn't do it. All right.
Well, it was only an hour and a quarter.
Yeah, and I talked through so much of that I should be able to make that up in no time. All right. Here's how I'm going to do it this time. Do a little different.
Well, I think a lot of people can relate to the
Pain?
pain of the save not being saved, the file not being saved there, and dang, that is a bummer. I'll say that, but it's okay.
That's right. We got this. Don't even stress. Something I learned a long time ago is the second time you do work, it goes a lot faster than the first time. For what that's worth. You think about those things, you're like, oh, I should have done that a little differently. No.
You can. You have the
Now is your
opportunity.
opportunity. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, last time I traced these stupid lines around all the curves. Now I'm just going to come in here and say, here's where each of these cuts is. Awesome. All right. Not Mark. You stay there.
And there is no place that would have an untitled autosave, right?
Notre Dame Part 2. No, I think I have autosave turned off.
Oh, yeah.
Probably also not a good thing to do. Alas.
Yeah, I don't know if not saving necessarily be SketchUp's Achilles heel as much as Aaron's Achilles heel.
Oh, I fully own up to.
And you said you turned autosave off too.
I did. Yeah, that's how I did it. That's. Yeah, you got to work hard to screw up that bad. So that was on me. But we're gonna go. This is gonna go quick. Watch. So I'm gonna put this onto ref front. And turn ref front off. I'm going to file import my brand new sweet side view. All right, I gotta get rid of Mark. He's messing with my origin point. There we go. This facing the right direction. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that was pretty close. Oh, actually, I'm gonna say that's just about perfect. Look at that, those lines all line up. I'm gonna assume this right here is distortion due to that photo. And I will,
Dang, yeah, it is a lot easier to do it the second time. You get everything perfect on the first
Well,
scale, and
yeah, that's, just got it just right. Tap it in. I have a lot of internal faces here I have to clean up. Whoops. Oh, dadgum. Okay. How about we do this? Fortunately, that back piece where the buttresses live will be fairly easy to slap back in there. All right, and now I got to do some So if you learn nothing else today, maybe take away the lesson about how cool it is to save things.
File save. You could use Command or Control S as well, would be the default shortcut for that.
We just give you so many ways to make that easy on yourself.
The auto save, of course. That is
Yeah, that would have worked too.
Came in late, didn't miss a thing. Yeah,
That's right. This is great. This is great timing to
for everybody just joining.
We're
You're
just
welcome.
totally starting just right now. Everything is not. You can't complete that line from Big Lebowski, but those who've seen it know what everything is not. I think I'm actually a little further along than I was on the last one.
No, I don't believe he's scaled yet.
Nope, I did not.
This is just
I
an
started
arbitrary
arbitrarily modeling, knowing that I could come back at any time and add scale. All right. Call this a half cath. Save.
Smart.
Cool. All right. I'll get those details on here. We'll look at it directly from the side, other side. And I'm going to temporarily turn on parallel projection. And figure out what that tower width is about like that. Okay. Then get out of parallel projection as quick as possible. It really messes with my brain. All right. I think we're back on track.
I'm kind of surprised that's the first time that's happened, and we've done like 8 of these or whatever.
You are probably, yeah, you're right. I am surprised as well, because I've done that. I really want to say it's not something I've done many times before, but I can't lie.
Oh, yeah. The man can't tell a lie.
Or can I? I don't know what that meant. I'm just... All right. We're catching up with us.
Mm-hmm. The alternate universe, you.
That's right. The other us. There you go. Awesome. I can't believe that one. That was just something special right there.
Yeah. Well, it proves that it is a live stream.
Yeah,
Because you can't go back in time and edit that out.
that's right. That give me the opportunity. Gladly do it.
You would time travel if you could?
I would go back and save.
Okay. If you had a time machine, what one thing would you go do? Some people say they kill a man, Adolf Hitler,
That's
Austrian-born German politician. But no, you would just save your model. That's admirable as well.
Okay, maybe there's a couple things I would do then.
Yeah, it seems like you've got a time machine. You can,
I do whatever I
time
want.
to
I'd do what I
do
want
a
on that
couple of
one.
things, sure.
Ooh, it's getting hazy in here. You know what I actually was thinking about? I don't know. Oops, I drew this in the wrong spot. Wrong face. Looks pretty good. And I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna grab this whole line, and I'm just gonna copy that right over to here, and then just pull everything through the other side to get that facade copied. So there are sometimes, I know that components and copying stuff is great. There's a lot of spots to use it. On this one, I would probably, we haven't got into it yet, but there's columns and statues and stuff like that. I'd probably use it there. I don't know that I'd use it for a whole lot of this initial geometry or massing. It's just too much. All right. That looks good. Let's turn that on again. See what's going on over here. Go to my styles and adjust my X-ray limit.
Question about projecting the image onto the surfaces. That would definitely make a lower polygon model, which would be, smaller if you were going to put it into like a city model of Paris or something like that. That'd definitely be a good idea. What Aaron's trying to do in this model is kind of, given the time allotted, see how much detail we can put into making the 3D model of it. You could definitely, give it a rough outline, project the images, and then pretty much be done for depending on what you're doing. But for this one, I think he's trying to add specific 3D details. In our normal allotted time minus an hour 15.
Well, we looked at the school buses. There's some other filler in there. I may have gotten protected there. I may have.
No, like you said, now that you've done it.
That's right. Look at how fast this is going.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I'm fuming. I'm silently modeling angry right now. Don't model angry. I think. Oh no, these are significantly different. I thought they were the same detail on both sides, but they're actually quite a bit different. Looks like. So I may follow that same step down here, but it looks like from there down, that's all the same. So, oops.
Oops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to misunderstanding there. They were talking about for help drawing the details to project the texture on. Have you done that before?
Yeah, I have. That is absolutely a way to go. You could do that. The issue that I see running into with this particular one is mostly comes down to don't come with me. Mostly comes down to finishing a sentence. What were we talking about?
Details.
Details.
And projecting
Details.
the texture.
Yeah, the issue with this one comes down to reference images, I think mostly. How good the images are, drawings. A lot of times what you can do is you can take stuff and, meaning one reference image isn't going to line up with the other, so I'd end up fudging details anyhow. So having reference images off on the side, for me, particularly in this case, works probably just as well. But I think that's a great idea, and I'm not. I don't think it's bad at all. All right, let's slide this back in to here, and I'm gonna put that on its own layer. I'm not totally giving up on doing this right, even though I'm going fast. Turn my front back on. All right, so somebody asked about this. We'll give this a crack. If I was to come in here and take a copy of this, bring it over.
Ooh, give it a save, says G Studios.
Oh man. I mean that in a non-male, female way. Just, my man, like that kind of thing. You're my human. I don't offend anybody due to the anonymity of online interactions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to, what was I thinking about? Turn X-ray on.
You also got a shout out for the Game of Thrones Iron Throne. They said it was awesome. Good job.
Hey, cool, thanks. That was a lot of fun, and we kind of talked about how I really don't know much about Game of Thrones, so I'm glad that people who know something about Game of Thrones thought it turned out at least okay. All right, so this time I am, there we go. All right, and I'm gonna do this while we're here. Whoops. One, two, three. Okay. And this is what I was saying before, is this is the only downside of doing that, but I can easy enough. No, I can't actually. It's not that easy, because I gotta each time go like this and then drag that down to the next one and then do this. So versus grabbing just a portion of those, it's not a huge deal, especially since doing this one time actually is going to cover 2 separate doorways, which is kind of nice. All right, grab that now. Throw it back in where it goes. Boom, merges with geometry, and Aaron saves. And I'm going to grab this piece right here, copy it over, and line it up. There we go. This one actually goes from hard to tell where that's at. So this is the distortion I was talking about. Because this is, no, actually if that's at the top, so it might be a little bit below. All right, I'll do it from here to, let's say there. All right, that's good.
I was watching a video on the, of course, the history of the cathedral and all the ornate details and stuff they have on the outside were especially important at the time because people couldn't read. So in order to, they would have like stories about the, told through the statues or through the stained glass and stuff like that to communicate with people who couldn't read the written word there. So
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. You could use perspective crop in Photoshop, for example, to correct the distortion.
I could have. This being SketchUp's channel, I didn't want to spend a bunch of time in Photoshop, but yes, that absolutely is what I probably would have done, was gone in and spent a bunch of time on reference images, cleaning it up, that sort of thing, but I didn't. All right. What was that? This one's got like a triangular inset. They're different.
I wonder if that's Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, perhaps.
You know, that is very, very possible. All right, let's push some of this stuff in here. Let's see. I think I ended up with one too many here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did. It's supposed to be 5. All right, so I'm going to push this in something that's divisible by 5. Let's get this out of the way. Push it in 10. 10 feet. And I'll push this one in 8 feet. I'll push this one in 6 feet. 4 feet.
2 feet.
Yes. Ah, dang, I did it wrong. Oh man, it's all falling apart. Oops. Forgot to account for the fact that there's one extra. So I'm going to push it back another 2 foot. There we go.
Could you have used times X in the last one of the arcs? I believe this is when you were offsetting the arcs.
No, there's not an array for, there's not, arrays work for rotates and moves. So I can't like take this shape, offset X3, doesn't work, unfortunately. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't do a very good job on this one. I'm gonna do better. There's supposed to be 7. It's supposed to go in deeper than the small ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do the same offset distance by drawing a line. I'll take that line, I'm going to bring it over here and put it right here, and I can grab these two, I can offset from there into here, and then when I grab that next line and say offset, I can just double click. Now that's in here, I'm just going to go weld it, and now I can just offset, double click, 1, 2, 3, 4, double click for 5, double click for 6, whoops, and then double click for 7. So you have to be conscious of this. If I'm just over the line, I get the surface, double clicking there is going to offset the whole surface in, whereas double clicking just the line is going to push just the line over. So something to be conscious of. All right, and now you can take this whole thing in 16 feet, 14 feet, 12 feet, 10 feet, 8 feet, 6 feet, 4 feet, 2 feet. Woo! All right.
Looking good, man.
Save.
Would be delighted if you ever came to Spain to teach the SketchUp enthusiasts and see how well you handle it.
Well, that sounds like a challenge. I would love to. I've never been to Spain. Spent a little time in Europe, Scotland. I have left America before, but I have not spent time in Spain.
Yeah.
And I hablo a pequeño amount of español due to Spanish class and trips to Mexico, but not the real Spanish. That's what I hear they call it over there.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Should I find myself in Spain, I will look up Triskel. You guys have a whole lot of SketchUp users out there in Spain? Whoops. Oops.
Nope, not finished yet.
More or less.
The person urging you to save again.
Control S.
Early and often, right? That's what they say.
Just constant is what they need to tell me.
Hello, YouTube. Thanks for coming back. Happy to have you again.
Yeah.
Usually when this person draws circles, they do 72 sides. They said it looks better. Yeah, it might look a little smoother. And depending on the size of your model, it could be okay. But if you have more and more arcs and then more and more offsets and pushing them back and stuff like that, those faces can add up pretty quickly. So
Yeah, absolutely. That's
this model in particular, yeah.
totally true. Really, that all comes down to what are you using it for.
Yeah, if you're 3D printing or something, you might use
Yeah.
higher sided circles or something. Driscoll says they got into the design of cars, and over the years, got a lot of hours in, and has improved modeling. Now they're dedicated to making cars and getting into organic modeling.
Ooh, that's the good stuff.
Yeah.
Some of you know, I am something of an enthusiast when it comes to organic modeling. I do enjoy that.
You only have to save because SketchUp crashes. So everyone agrees you get crashes. Sure, yeah, I don't think anybody would argue that software does not crash. It's my own personal opinion. Is there a way to add a default number of segments in a circle? I don't think there is. It's defaulted to 24, right?
Right. The default's 24. If I change it to, say 36.
Every time you draw a circle, it'll be
All right. If I go to
36.
rectangle now, rectangle.
It's typing
Push
in the
pull.
VC.
And then rectangle, and I come back to circle, it's gonna go back, but there is, one moment please. Well, maybe not, maybe I'm just making stuff up. Preferences? Drawing. Thought there was I may just be thinking about something somebody once proposed on a forum or something like that. I think there's a way to set a default, but I don't think there is. But if I change so if I go into circle and I set it to 36, enter, and I draw a 36-sided circle, and I come back in the circle again, for this input session, it will stay at 36. So if I go to any other tool and I come back to circle, it's going to stay at that same number. So it holds it for the input session, but yeah, the default always goes back to 24. And you do, like Matt mentioned, you want to be very conscious of the number you use there, because if you do use too big of a number, you can end up bogging down your model real quick and easy. It's not too hard to get such a big model in there, or such a big number in there, that you end up with just too much.
Especially if you're using like follow me or something that's creating
Right.
geometry that way.
Yeah.
Adding a bunch of extra faces.
And I realized as I was doing this that all these sides have pretty much the same thing going on. So this actually repeats on all 4 sides. Kind of cool. I need to save.
Hello, Leopold. Thanks for watching. He says, good work.
Hey, thanks. You should have seen it last time I did it.
I like this time way better.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. All right. Just straight across here. Oops. Oops. Breaking things. Straight up. Just putting doors in. That's what I'm doing. Just doorway after doorway. Don't quite look right. Oh, because I got to account for this. Central pillar. All right, there we go. Middle of that, up to about there. And we'll spin that little guy. That looks better. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna grab that and weld it. That way it's quicker. And then I can grab these guys right here. Option copy, throw that right there. All right. That looks all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Did Quasimodo use SketchUp? That is a great question.
I think that was a little before we had a whole lot going on, I think.
Oh, somebody's out here to say hi.
You know, if I didn't know better, I think Matt had that one queued up and ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, look at that. So we happen to have, this is kind of cool. I'm going to throw this little shape in here and then I'm going to hop back and model the rest of the geometry. But right here, this thing happens to have 24 sections, which is 6 pieces. And if you look right here, we happen to have 6 of these going around the outside. Kind of cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, here I'll do this. I'll copy this wedge so I can use it as kind of a reference piece. That's not going to work. Forget that. Pretend I didn't say it. That was a ridiculous thing to say. All right.
Yeah, people are talking about mirroring, or wishing that a mirror tool was integrated. Yeah, like John pointed out, there is a mirror extension. I don't know what. Do you know what it's called? The
Mirror.
You just mirror.
Yeah.
But then you can also use flip along, of course, or do the scale -1, or depending on what kind of mirror you need, you could do the rotate thing like you've been doing. But yeah, there is a mirror extension you can use. So
Yeah, and we've talked about that before, of course, but I gotta say, like, I still just use scale so often. I'm not saying that's what you should use, just saying that happens to be what I do use. I just kind of ended up getting used to it.
yeah, I suppose the right tool is the one that you like to use or whatever works for you.
That's
so.
kind of, yeah, that's a thing I say. All right, that's this guy right here. But he's got a thing going on. Okay. I'm gonna make this into a group, and then I'm going to rotate it from the middle here down to here, and bring it down this away, and then go in here and scale this. Actually, first, I'm going to reset my axes and select this and scale.
Yep, Well is a free extension. And then kind of like what we were talking about, what extensions do you recommend to add for architects? It really depends on what you're making and what kind of tools you like. I just kind of try out what you can and check out what's out there.
Yeah, profile builder is a big one for architecture if you're doing that.
Yeah.
That's a good one to have in the
toolbox.
That's the word. In the thing. All right. So I'm going to take, that's why, explode that. Take these surfaces now, make them into components.
Who made the Weld extension? I think that was Mustard. Is that right?
I think so, yeah. There's a couple that's one of them. TIG has one too, which I believe is called TIG Weld. Because of a TIG welder. Yeah, you get that.
Oh,
yeah.
So does he actually or no?
He does. There's a TIG weld is really sorry. Yeah,
okay.
sorry. Yes.
I thought you were just simply making a joke.
No.
Sorry to ruin the fun. But
yeah. All right, come in here. Now I can take both of these. From here, go here, option, here, ×2. Just this one. A little bit of cleanup down here. Go, and then I can take what? Oh, because these ones weren't replaced groups. No, that is. Just this one, wasn't it? I'm not quite sure what I did here.
SketchUp lags when the model starts to become heavy. How can we resolve it? Pay attention to your texture sizes, how many polygons you're using. Yeah, I mean, really it just comes down to like modeling smarter. If you're going to have a really big detailed model, either model in different sections or, yeah, model it with that kind of stuff in mind. I know there's that extension that we just came out with. What is it? The texture resizer. Yeah, that'll, because some people will use super big textures on stuff that's small in the model that you don't really need. So that'll take down your texture sizes there. Yeah, or purge unused. And then depends on your computer too, as YouTube sort of is asking.
All right, and the window is dead. All right, real quick, super quick cleanup. Just gonna fly through here, get rid of these extra lines. Yeah, model management is the biggest issue that people run into. Oops, I don't want to get rid of that one. It is something, oops, I don't want to get rid of that either. All right. You do have to, as you're modeling, keep track of the stuff you're putting in, and unfortunately, you will kind of have to reap the benefits or the pain of what you put in your model.
Garbage in, garbage out.
That's right.
Perhaps.
It only is going to hurt you. So like that's what we always talk about when people grab stuff from 3D Warehouse. 3D Warehouse is awesome. It is a treasure trove of modelly goodness, but you do have to be conscious of what you do with those files, because some of them are enormous and they will slow your model down if you get it. I mean, when you come down to it, SketchUp is going to do its best to model or to show what you have on the screen. The more you ask it to show on the screen, the more it's going to slow down. So
yeah, and use layers to control visibility, like YouTube said. And then if you do have a modeling scene that has, obviously shadows turned off and then perhaps textures turned off, yeah, that would help make her move faster too.
okay.
Yes. Those who made Notre Dame without using computers and all the technologies we have today had their art by creating the wonderful rosettes and stained glass windows of the cathedral. And what a artistic marvel it was and is.
Yeah. It's amazing. We were talking about that earlier. Just it's kind of incredible to think that this stuff was made up in a time with just the tools they had available to them, and yeah, it's
no
pretty cool.
Like structural engineering.
I know.
It's like just knowing that stone at this scale is going to need the buttresses.
That's going to be heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Very good. Piece of advice: pretend you're posing for Sports Illustrated. Keep the model lean. YouTube, you've done it again.
I'll take it. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes, and G Studios points out some cathedrals fell down during construction. I don't doubt it. And we're continuing on in that tradition today.
Control S. Yeah, we're actually, I was reading something. Somebody in the forum linked to it. It was an article about the beams, the timbers that were used in Notre Dame, and it talked about the process they used to grab a little extra to prep them. They were, this is according to the article, somebody else, if anybody can cite this or talk more about it, that's awesome, but they actually soaked the timbers. They cut the whole trees down, put the trees in a swamp and let them sit under the waters for 25 years, then pulled them out and laid them in the countryside for another 25 years. And that cured them, because I guess the big thing they were worried about was insect more than anything else, insects. So that supposedly made it so insects wouldn't want to eat them. But apparently they still had an issue with the dryness of them, because I guess 25 years of drying. But it was interesting because the thing I was reading said the people who originally cut the lumber weren't actually, none of them were alive to actually see the whole thing go up, which is kind of incredible. That just think about the amount of time that takes. We complain if it takes longer than a month and a half to build a house, and these guys have hundreds of years into this. Granted, a little more work than your average 2-bedroom, 4-bedroom house here. So, all right.
It's always crazy to me, like that like the timbers or like logging, that you can have those pieces of wood underwater for so long and that they're still like they still work. Like for some reason I just feel like wood underwater for so long would get like waterlogged, for the lack of a better term, and then wouldn't be structurally sound. But appears as though they are.
Yeah, I
don't know why.
Again,
perhaps it's just me, but
I could be wrong. I could have been totally sold on that whole thing, but made sense to me. So
no, yeah. Well, I mean, people find I feel like sunken wood is a valuable thing
like
for people. Right?
Beech wood kind of stuff.
Yeah, or stuff that was in transport, fell off a boat or something like that. 100 years ago, and then they find this old, really high quality piece of wood, but it's just I feel like the inside doesn't get wet. Isn't wood porous? Maybe not. I don't know. It probably depends on the type of wood.
Yeah. Wood's interesting stuff. All right. I'm working my way through some of these details here.
They still had structural engineers when they originally were building, but did not have a lot of the science and math that we have today. I think they probably relied more on years of acquired wisdom and knowledge. Yeah, it's kind of using the people that went before you and what they figured out, and hopefully adding to that for people after you. Yeah, like you said, it's people, the architects or the builders of this, when they started it, wouldn't be around to when it was done, Very cool. I guess that's my point. Very cool.
All right, so I just had a realization here, just so y'all know. Still got my Nashville y'all going on. Mm-hmm. It's sunk in deep. I just realized that this square, I believe at the top it's supposed to be square, and I don't quite have a square. I'm just slightly off. But I have a solution. Nice thing. This is the thing I like about SketchUp right here is there's lots I like about it, but this in particular, I'm gonna make this a group, and I'm gonna the reason I'm making a group temporarily is to disconnect it from the geometry below. So I can slide it back here. A lot of people, especially when you're just starting out, you struggle with that sticky geometry. And I totally understand it. I mean, when you first get in there, you draw something that sticks to something else, use the move key, and your whole model does that weird deformation. It's frustrating. Once you know how to use it, it's great. because I temporarily grouped this to pull it apart. Then I can take this option, swing it to 90 degrees, X3, and now I can grab all three of these and explode them. Yeah, wait, hold up, let's back up a couple steps. Let's do this. I'm assuming it's gonna be the same on all four sides. Maybe that's a poor assumption. Let's look at a reference photo. Let's save. While we're throwing out crazy ideas, let's save.
That would be bonkers.
Yeah, it looks like that's pretty much the same on the side as on the side. All right, so I'm gonna grab this piece right now. I just made it a group temporarily, but I'm making it into a component. That way, when I option copy X3, boom. Now what I can do is I can come in here and I can put this extra detail, like this little spike right here, little thing going on in the corner, and I only have to do it once. So if I come in here and I got something like this, and then oops, I did something not quite right there. But that's clean upable, not a big deal. I'll push this back to here, pull this out to here. Actually, I'll just push it all the way back. And pull this one back to here. All right, there we go. Should be good all the way around now. That's cleaner. And clean up the inside too. All right. Came off axes. All right. And then put this little mini roof up here. And pull that out. Put that to here. And I'll take that. Copy it over here. Out to here. Huh. But, yeah, anyhow. So got that on each side now. It does look like this comes up. It's really hard to piece some of this stuff together from just these photos, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's what this ring right here comes out below all this stuff. So now we're good.
Red C-130. I like your t-shirt. Aperture Science is good, but Black Mesa is better.
Just not much of a horror fan, I'll be honest. So I prefer the dry wit of human murdering robots to, genocidal megacorporations. But I don't want to get political, so I won't go any further than that. All right, so we're getting something done here. This is looking all right. I don't know what happens back here. I'm gonna leave this pretty much blank for right now because I don't have a photo that shoots back this way. And I do want to get some of this other portions done. So I'm gonna do a couple things. I'm gonna come in here, explode these for right now. So for right this second, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna drop this down a little bit because I want to do some follow me's around here, some of this stuff, but some of it blends into the rest of the roof. So let me get this guy lined up, and then we'll. All right.
Waterlogged wood will not allow oxygen in to support the growth of fungi. Marine pilings kept fully submerged, pilings, of course, will not rot when kept fully submerged. Wood that has a moisture content above 22% is susceptible to rot. In order to rot, wood needs moisture and oxygen. Take one of these away and you should be okay.
That's right. So, in case you guys are wondering, Nathaniel Wilkerson's next extension will be all about truss design underwater. It holds a lot more load. It's less deflection while you're submerged in water. So, kidding, of course.
Nice, I like it.
All right, goes back here. I need to get my above picture again so I can get my roof on here. Gonna save. Gonna import. And I don't remember what this one was. Oh, yes I do. Pull that in. Face down. Lower up. And I'm gonna grab it. I have to resize this based on these two towers in the front. Well, that's actually pretty close. A little bigger. All right. That size is about right too. Makes sense, I guess. It's inside the two pillars. All right. From there, I'm gonna come up here. Actually, I'll do this. Because I learned last time what I did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take that one and I'm going to bring that up to this height. And then this one. Bring it up to this height. Straight back with that. Tie these together.
Scale it to the image kept for elevation. It's a possible thing I suppose you could have done.
Yep. I could have, and you guys may have seen that, but I've done that on a video before where I created basically different lines to
match up reference images.
yeah, just at select points, having points kind of come together and then use those to tie those points together. All right, there we go. And you'll notice I didn't do anything down here. This was intentional. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my arc, not my 2-point arc, come from here out to here. I'm going to push this back just ever so slightly. And I'm going to draw a line this way. Now I'm going to grab these 3 lines just like I did before. I'm going to say follow me and grab this piece, which is not just the end, but this too. And I get that. See? Beautiful. All right, now I can just push this back. So close. All right, not a big deal. Grab these 2 reverse faces. And with all of this selected, I should get this too. Say intersect faces with selection. No, actually that's not gonna work because I gotta get my ridge line. Trace this out here. Let's make a plane. There we go. straight down. Let me get rid of this piece right here now. And up here, and grab this stuff. Intersect base with model. You know, it's funny because as I'm doing this, I'm like, wow, the easier solution right here would just be to model the full half. Just make this all one piece. I'm going through these extra steps because I have it broken in half to do 2 components.
Well, you're showing that you can do it multiple ways.
That's right. So there's a way to not do it if you have the choice. All right. All right, so now we're caught back up. I'm gonna save. What time we got? 2:15. Great time for a break. Yeah, let's take a quick 10 and save. Oh, thanks for hanging out with me during that, guys. Thanks for supporting me. Oh. Okay, just to answer a couple questions. No, I am not an architect. I spent about 20 some years of my life working at a software company that did architectural and engineering design. We did things like component software, designing trusses and wall panels and checking plans, basically software that would check plans for, make sure they were solid, things that architects or engineers would use in their workflow. Not actually an architect though, nor am I an engineer. Yet I have trained both of them on component design. What else we got? Wood, yep. Good stuff. I think I caught the most important stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, back to breaking. So we'll hop back in. Some of the stuff I do want to do, and this is the fun stuff, is like this little reveal or this little thing we got going on right here that comes around. I want to do that because it actually goes around the entire building. So that'll be a fun one. You get that in there. Some of these other things. I'm not going to go in and model people. Maybe we'll just do a photo, snap one of these, and then just kind of put it all the way around here. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, we'll keep going. We'll see how much more with this we can get in here. I do want to get the spire on top. So we'll get some of these details in here, roughed in. They won't be super detailed. And I'd love to throw on a buttress or two. So we got potentially around 2 hours left. So yeah, I'm gonna get in here and hashtag cover your buttress. All right. This is bothering me. All right. So yeah, we'll take 10 and get back in here and throw some more stuff on here.
Stick around. Thanks.
All right, let's keep this thing rolling.
Make up for lost time. Is that what you're saying?
We don't got time for a break. No downtime. I want to. There's a couple pieces I definitely want to get to. One of them is this right here. I want to put on this kind of thing, because that's what it is. It's a thing.
Yeah. Gothic nomenclature.
Yep.
Maybe that's what our next stream will be on.
I did that wrong.
Or this one. I guess I could just look it up and read out the Wikipedia page.
That's true.
Be entertaining.
Just like a real news outlet. Using
Right.
Wikipedia.
Yeah. Or that's more like Twitter.
That's true.
This Instagram bio says that Gothic architecture is about. Not to, if any of you are in the news business, not talking trash against you. I'm sure you
Not
do
a
a great
shot.
job. And don't use Wikipedia pages for your primary sources.
Ooh, dang, how to do that? Oh, that's because in group. All right, I'm just trying to get a line all the way around here. Click. I will be honest, this is where I'm missing that shift button on my mouse, because I did like having that. All right. Crap. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna grab this and make it a group, and I'm gonna take that group and copy it and bring it over here. This is kind of a cool thing. I don't know if you guys have all seen this before, but I'm gonna go ahead and select my path. Around here like this. So this is going to run up to here, and then of course it's going to stop because the roof steps up there. I missed one line here. So
Yeah, I was just going to say.
This is kind of cool. What you can do is pre-select that line, and then this is now in a group. So if I right-click, I can say Edit Group while still. Oh, you know what? I forgot to hit the command. Third tries charm.
Oh, man.
So that's how it's going to be, huh, Friday? So getting some practice with this whole clicking things business.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Well, give us a second to catch up on the comments
Yes, let's.
from the break. Building my own house using SketchUp and watching you make those things is such an amazing learning experience. Thank you.
Awesome to hear.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, of course, and learning. That's what we're all about.
That's right.
Watch.
The step I missed was hitting follow me. Now it's going to prompt me to select a face to extrude. I can't double click to enter group, but I can right click and say edit group and then pick it. And watch what it does. It extrudes that all like it should, but the cool thing is this is now in its own group. It's cool because it isolates that geometry from the, it doesn't just immediately merge it all back in. So it gives me an opportunity to go in if I ever have to make a change, like say I decide, oh, these should actually be pushed back a little bit. I can come into this separately, grab this and move it around as I need to. Again, not a necessity, I don't have to do that, but it's kind of cool because it does give you a little more control by keeping it separate. Eventually I'll merge it back in with the rest of the geometry, but for right now, as all this is kind of very fluid as I'm going through here, I'm going to keep it in its own spot. I'm going to take one of these. I'm gonna option copy that over here. Actually, no, I won't bother with that. I'll put it here, and then spin around like that. And I'm gonna do this a smarter way, because I'm gonna take this geometry. First off, I'm gonna weld that. Now I'm gonna take this and this, copy it, come out of that existing group and come over here. Now, I'm gonna grab this, invert this. Could use flip along, didn't. Grab both of these, follow me with this. I guess I don't have to do it in the group now, because now I'm in the group in a group. But then I can take that and move that little guy right up here. I did not want to spend more time fighting with this end, because the same thing would have happened. It would have come in from both sides. It either would have ended up short or would have crossed over, and I would have had to go do cleanup. It's all going to end up as one group in the end, so I'll just head that off right now. This one right here is simple because it's a push-pull. It's not actually a follow me, because it's just straight like that. Grab that, copy it over here, scale it backwards. Whoops. Actually, here, let's just do, because it's not a big deal and I can do it anytime I want. Just flip along the green axes. Yeah, that made me way nervous in the catching up from the save, to be honest. All right. Oops. All right, and that actually, oh, you know what? I totally did that wrong. I didn't even do that at all. Push this back here. That reveal actually follows right along here. Oh boy. So what I'm going to do is just throw a line for it to follow around the front. Have that run to right here. And now select these lines, and I can keep this in the one spot because it's still in the group, but I can select, edit group. I forgot to hit the command. So concerned with like talking about stuff I'm doing and showing things that I'm not thinking. All right, there we go. Follow me, right click, edit group, click the face. That didn't work the way I wanted to at all. All right, what if I just do this? Put in a new group. Put in its own group again.
What do we do in the breaks? Everything you can imagine. We keep up a little bit of the mystique, of course, here. Very important. Underwater trusses are, in fact, a real thing.
Of course they are.
Wow. To support floating docks. Ah. Well, there you go. Well, follow me, love, of course. You're using the sporty SpaceMouse. That's the streamlined version.
That makes sense.
Do you guys use plugins sometimes?
Constantly.
Yes, all the time.
I love plugins. I'm sure I'll hit a plugin or two here at some point, but just haven't got to it at this point.
Weld, of course, plugin.
I did hit Weld, yeah. Used Weld a couple times.
Never used SketchUp, but looks really cool. Might try it. Yeah, check it out, Mr. Naps. Are you able to use it for game assets? Yes, like YouTube says, yes, you can definitely create 3D models that you put in your games.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna make some adjustments here as I'm going. Because I think something's not quite the right height. I think maybe just need to bring this up higher.
What do we do for a living? Well, we both work for SketchUp. I make the videos, and Aaron does the SketchUpping. Sales engineer. Is the
I get to talk about SketchUp.
yeah. SketchUp man. GC has mentioned this international design competition to repair Notre Dame.
Yeah, if you guys have not seen it, go check out some of the entries into that competition, because there are some good ones and there's some unique ones. There's some stuff that I would be interested to see how one could build. But yeah, it's pretty cool. People coming up with ideas of how that was wrong. How we could replace what was lost. I guess you can't really replace what's lost in Notre Dame, but memorialize? Is that the term I'm looking for?
Yeah, or reconstruct. It's
Yeah.
sort of like a. It's not. Yeah, I guess it's not necessarily reconstruction because it could be new construction as well. But rebuilding.
Right.
Where to go from here? Gamborg said he's proud of you, or they're proud of you. I'm not sure, but they're proud for practicing your flip-alongs. You pretty much nailed them. You got them down.
I'm getting there. I'm getting better, guys.
Yeah.
I'm still not gonna say I'm good at it. I'm not. It's not the best, but yeah. All right, I got a thing going on here. I gotta hide this.
How long has this taken? Well, we've been streaming for about 2.5 hours, but
Multiple start points.
yeah, there's a couple roadblocks or a couple speed bumps, or I guess one major speed bump. But
Yeah, that was.
yeah, so this one's only been going for about an hour, 20 minutes or something. Yeah.
Oh boy. Stuff's getting wacky right up here.
Hello, Moment Sketch. Thanks for watching. Been using SketchUp 11 years. Ooh, wow, nice. Impressive.
There we go. All right. Stuff got a little squirrely there. All right, get rid of that hidden geometry. Maybe orientation wasn't the right thing to use there. All right. Get in there. Something's coming along. All right. Kind of feeling like we gotta get our buttress on just a little bit here.
Yeah, those walls need some support.
They do, they do. So what actually happens in here is at a point about halfway up, there's actually a second tier this comes out part way like that. I'm gonna trace that line through so I have reference here. I'm gonna have to do this again. All right, I'm gonna bite the bullet and I don't want to break the halves. I don't want to break the halves. Let's see what happens when I do this. I'm gonna just follow me. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That was exactly what I was expecting. We fix it though. All right. So that happens. That's this right here. And then there is a lower portion which is right here, about halfway down again. And this section comes all the way out to like almost all the way out, and then this is what the buttresses sit on. They actually they come from here up to here. So they kind of span, maybe tie into this maybe, that facade. Oops. So we'll get these layers set up real quick. I missed a segment there. All right, let's get this welded. Shall we now? Weld is great. Like someone pointed out, it is the only extension I've used, I think, so far. But it is a good extension, especially as you as you unintentionally break circles and arcs. It happens. Stuff gets broken apart. As that happens, using weld to put that stuff back together is kind of key. It's essential to keeping segments down, because what happens is when an arc breaks, if you pull it or something like that, you end up with a bunch of pieces and a bunch of separate surfaces. So welding it beforehand is nice, because then the difference between, so say I take a circle like this and I end up breaking it or something like this, or even if I just select it and I say, whoops, let's just say this explode curve. If I push that now, see what happens there? So taking weld, I can grab a section of lines, weld it, and now if I pull this up, see it's smooth on one side, not on the other, because I welded this edge. That new edge that's being pulled will be welded too. So weld's a great tool to keep you from having to clean up too much geometry afterwards. I'm going to take these two pieces of molding, I'm going to call it molding, I'm going to put them in a group together. I'm going to go into that group, explode the two groups on the outside, and get rid of this seam, and I have just that one piece. I'm not going to do that over here because I don't want to have geometry overlapping itself or something. No matter what I do, it's not going to be good there. So, and onto our buttresses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them. So that's along here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to break this into 7 pieces. Divide. I'm just going to call that.
Driscoll said, "You are the god of SketchUp. They have learned and improved every day thanks to your great tutorials."
Aw, thanks, man. That means a lot. I really appreciate hearing that. I thoroughly enjoy the opportunity to do this kind of stuff and show things like this, and I really appreciate hearing something like that because it's a lot of work, but hearing something like that, that's pretty cool. That I appreciate hearing that. I mean, for me, this is kind of a dream come true. I have been teaching one way or another since I was about 18 years old. So my one of my first jobs was working at, I was talking about the software company I worked at, and I worked there originally as a tester. I got hired to just, I was a button pushing monkey. So that was before things like nowadays in software they have automated test scripts where you just say, hey software, go push this button a bunch of times and tell me what happens. Back then, this was that software. So I had to do stuff like go through every menu, push everything, every single button, see what happens, and I started there. What ended up happening is I ended up actually learning things. I learned a lot about how the software worked. I actually learned things like truss design and load transfer and member sizing and that kind of stuff too, which was cool. And in the end, was called upon to do some training. So I was actually asked to come in and train at one point because I can't remember how it originally happened. I think the trainer, the guy who was supposed to do the training, was sick or something. So I ended up talking about trial by fire. 18-year-old walked into a room with, sounds like the beginning of a joke. 18-year-old with bleach blonde hair and earrings walks into a room full of structural engineers. Yeah, it was, since then I kind of caught the bug. I really enjoyed helping people, training people, that sort of thing. So yeah, it was a good time.
It's really cool, man.
Yeah. All right. I might be faking this a little bit. It's gonna look cool. I don't know how accurate it's gonna look. Could be. Push that through. That'll be the initial shape of my buttress. I'm gonna say buttress every chance I get, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. All right, so I'm putting those in. I am intentionally just making that shape initially to kind of mock this up. Over here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Let's see if they're evenly spaced, the same spacing. It looks like they might be. So I'm gonna grab that and bring those over right here. Cool. All right, this is where it's gonna get a little weird. Because this one, whoops, nope, just the one. Let's put this right here. And I'm gonna put there to that segment. These ones actually look like they go out a lot further. I have to go to looks like that stretches out further, huh?
Yeah, it does look like that.
Not quite symmetrical. Actually, it looks like this comes out even further too. It looks like this surface right here actually comes all the way out to here. What's your problem? Missing a persistent ID. Good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and take this, pull this out to here. I'll take this, drag this out, something like that. Yeah, that's cool. But now I got to get this out. So I'm going to use an extension because we haven't been using enough of those. And then I'm going to use joint push pull. And I'm going to try to pull that right out to here. Looks better. All right, we got one more right here. I'm always locking to an axis when I rotate too. That's kind of a important tip. Nope, not quite where it needs to be. Oh, because I didn't rotate enough.
Are you going for accuracy or just making a model? We're not going for exact like centimeter accuracy here, but as close as we can get. Really, what Aaron's doing is taking the time that we have allotted and then trying to make the best looking model in that time. So somewhat accurate in that he's got the reference images and stuff like that, but yeah, you wouldn't want to take dimensions off this for if you were doing repairs on the building itself.
Yeah, don't do that.
Let's see. Save was also recommended. I think I saw you do one.
I've been trying to be
Recently,
stealthy and
but-
just slip them in there because now I'm embarrassed. Mortified. It looks like these buttresses don't actually arch at the top so much as come straight down and arch underneath, so I'm going to add that little detail. The other thing is all these have towers too, which we can come in here and add that in a second, but right now, let's get this up to here.
Yeah, a couple suggestions for next stream.
Yes.
Bismarck, the Alamo. Yeah, definitely. We'll put them on the list and
That'd be fun.
mark them for consideration. Thank you. Yeah, if anybody else watching the stream has other ideas for things they want to see modeled, yeah, please comment them and we'll put them on the list.
That right there, that's a major buttress.
Yeah. I trust that buttress.
I would, yeah.
That's a load-bearing buttress.
That it is.
Right.
I don't know if that's how it works, but I feel like that needs to happen. No, absolutely not how it works.
Ooh, Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah, that'd be a cool one.
That'd be a good one. I'm gonna throw another shout out, another reminder. Guys, get up on the forum and get your entries in for the Best Bus Ever competition. I want to see what you guys do with a bus. Got that bus model we threw up there. Let's see what you guys can do with it.
Ooh, I will post the link too.
That's good. Great idea. All right, so the other thing that this thing has is these minor buttresses. So, and that's a term I'm making up. I don't know if that's real or not. But right here, especially on the end, you can kind of see them right here, here, here. They actually come all the way across in here, holding this lower section up as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, right? Maybe they're just... That's cool. All right, I'm gonna throw in a little bit of a thingy. Technical term again.
Oh, here's the link to the forum post about the Best Bus Ever competition. So, yeah, peep it. can win some cool stuff and, of course, some respect, like we talked about earlier. Oh,
Can't put a price on that.
If Dangerfield was alive to see this competition, he would be all over it. That guy, as far as I heard, his whole career, this guy didn't get any respect whatsoever.
You know, I believe he fell asleep on mounds of cash, so I think he was okay with it.
Other suggestions: jungle-style treehouse complex. Ooh, that sounds cool. Organic. Sydney Opera House. Nice. Choose a model from 3D Warehouse, clean it up, scale it, and get it ready for prime time use. Nice, yeah. All great suggestions. I'll add them into the list.
Got lost for a second there. I'm back. Cool. All right. That there. And these smaller buttresses, I think they come out to the same spot they do. I think on these ones they actually tie into the same spot. I think you can kind of see it on this one. Nope, not at all. Actually, they might only be around the round part. I don't think they're actually back here on this part. So let's throw one right here, shall we? 'Cause I'm not just saying that there's actually one right there. I'm gonna model it straight forward between these two and then get it on the curve afterwards.
Tell me how you imported the pictures and lined them up. That's just file import, and then you use as image, right? Is what you'd suggest. And then, yeah, just using the scale and rotate tool to put them in place, and then move them to kind of figure out. Really, it comes down to selecting the best photos, the ones that have the least, like we talked about, kind of lens distortion from the camera, and then are the most closest to being straight on, or like this most similar to parallel projection type look. So, yeah, I think the biggest thing is selecting the images that are most like elevation plan view kind of. Aaron, I bought Keymark's Keybeam back in 1991, and I'm still using that software to size steel and wood beams. I have it on a 486 Toshiba satellite laptop on DOS.
Wow. Congratulations for being retro.
Yeah, throwback for sure.
486. Yeah, that sounds like that may have been one of the machines I tested on originally. That's classic. That was some of the software I worked on. Good stuff. Apparently still around. That's pretty cool.
Let's see. I like big buttresses, and I cannot lie.
Other designers can't deny.
Right. The smaller buttresses hold up the roof for the side aisles. Is what Catherine said here. Is that where you're?
I believe that.
Right now.
Right.
Nice. Do you lock the images in place? You certainly can. I don't think Aaron did in this specific example. But you could if you're accidentally moving them or something like that, or they're getting in your way. So, yeah, you can certainly lock them if you'd like to. I guess especially if you had them all lined up like you talked about in previous videos. You've scaled them all and positioned them all to be in the exact right place that you can go to that side view, parallel projection, and then you can pick exactly where to draw, like you're referencing exactly off the image then. Yeah, you could definitely lock them.
Yeah, we do have, hopefully you guys are aware of the skill builder files we create, and there are quite a few. I think there's like 4 or 5 videos in total that show different reference image alignment. So yeah, those are out there too.
You're a cowboy and you don't lock anything. That usually is that.
Yeah, I don't use lock very often. And this is just me. I don't necessarily say anybody else should or shouldn't lock. You do what you want, but it's part of the joy of SketchUp is you can kind of use it the way you want to use it. But I don't often lock things. There are some situations where if here's a spot. So if I was working on this image right here and I had a bunch of stuff and I wanted to be able to go in and select all this geometry right there, I just selected, okay, this is a bad example. But if there's ever a situation where by doing a select or something, I might actually get the container that I'm in. I'm inside of a group, that's why that example didn't work. So if I'm out here we go. So I got this geometry. If I go like this and drag like that, see it actually selected the group too, the group that has the picture in it. So if I was in a situation where I was down here drawing and I didn't want to accidentally, so I want to select this, when I go select, right now if I go to move it, I'm moving everything, not just these pieces. So that's a situation where I might come out here, right click and lock this one group. But really I don't do a lot of locking. I'll do a lot more of layers, put stuff on layers, turn layers off, that kind of thing, but I don't really lock very often. But I mean, some people, that's not to say you shouldn't. Obviously there's a time and a place for that, and you should do that if you need it. Okay, a thing is happening again. And I think that is this. This isn't looking like this. I think what might be happening actually is, I think this may actually be, it looks like this is coming back up from behind.
Hello, Eva Vectress. Thanks for watching.
Why won't this let me? Oh, whoops. That's why. Don't need that. I think this is what's happening.
We are doing well. Another Friday, another stream,
That's
and
right.
yeah, we are having a great time. Well, I wouldn't want to speak for you, Aaron.
I
How
got
are
no
you
complaints. I mean, what else would I be doing other that would be better than this? Right? Nothing? I can't think of a better way to spend the day. All right, I'm gonna put a tower right here because I think this is what's going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the square snap. Push that up. Same thing over here.
How are you, by the way? Are you doing well?
And then I think that looks closer to what we got going on over here. And come over here. No, it's not quite centered, is it?
Maxwell, send a hello to the brothers in Brazil. Yes. Everyone in Brazil and every other country and around the globe watching. Hello and welcome and thank you for tuning in. Love having you here, guys.
Absolutely.
We wouldn't be able to do it without. Well, we would be able to do it without you, I suppose, but it
But just be me and Matt hanging out.
not nearly as fun, and probably wouldn't be allowed to do it.
Yeah, we'd have to do it on Saturday, and yeah, it would just be us hanging out.
What are you doing tomorrow, by the way? Would you like to stream to nobody?
I think I might be busy.
Oh, dang it. Well, have you done the 3D boot camp yet? I think they're talking maybe about the road show.
That's coming up. We got the first one is in June 6th and 7th, I believe, in Boston. That's gonna be a good time if you are around for any of those, and you're looking for some beginner learning. That is an important point. Is that this is it's not advanced stuff. It is the basics. We're looking at doing the basics. But if you are interested in that, you should absolutely come check it out because it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be some good learning. All right, so I'm gonna create one of these mini spires right here. I'm just gonna do this it's an octagon, so I'm just gonna pull the octagon up, select it, scale it, Option or Control to scale it around the middle. Whoop, too far. Group, and I'm going to move it from here. And from there, I'm going to move it forward. There's my middle point. So now it's all lined up right there. I'll grab that and move it from, well, here, let's go back underneath. Grab it, stick it right there. Looking pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah,
Right.
I like it.
Gosh, there's so many things to work on. This is such a fun model. I'm like, I want to get in, start throwing some windows in, but I kind of want to get that center tower up real quick.
Mm-hmm. Get the silhouette.
Yeah, it's missing. That's like the major piece it's missing right now.
Yeah.
I think I was thinking about like how to do this, and one of the things I was thinking of, I'm like, man, I could get photos and basically just model this spire for 4 hours. Look at all the, I mean, it's just a ridiculous, in a good way. And this is not a slam. This is like so cool. Look at all the different details, and there's like these little spires on here, and there's a rooster on the very top. I guess I knew that, but that's what's up there. Just super cool. Just an awesome, like, so many, and all of this, just all these details and statues. It's a beautiful piece of architecture, and I said that before. Matt and I were saying I'm not an architecture guy, but man, sometimes stuff is just so cool. You can't help but like be impressed by the artwork that went into it. And when you think about that being hundreds of years old, and there was no OSHA around back then either. Some French guy had to be out here, just hanging on, literally hanging on the side to put some of this stuff. It's amazing. It's a feat. It's very, very cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go out of the group. This is going to be separate from the existing group, and I'm going to put an octagonal platform in here, because that's what it looks like it is. And I'm just going to pull that down into the roof for right now.
A channel moderator on Twitch. I don't even know what a channel moderator is. I assume they moderate channels. But yeah, we haven't really ran into any problems moderating our channel so far. So certainly keep you in mind if that ever comes up. Thank you.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do right quick. Save, of course. Duh. What else
Yeah,
would I do?
always.
Stupid.
In between everything we do.
Yeah. Why?
Save. Push
Why
forward,
would you do
save.
something like model for like an hour and not save? That would be the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that would be foolish.
Oh, it hurts because it's true. I'm gonna add a watermark of my spire. I think it's this one. Why don't I just go look? That's spend the seconds. Yep. Flèche Notre Dame de Paris.
Are you going to color it too? I don't know if we'll have enough time to add the textures and the colors in this time around. Like Aaron said, I mean, there's so much detail in this. We could work on it for many streams to come. So if that's what you guys would be interested in, then we can certainly do that.
Well, I can see it really well, so I feel like I'm in Paris.
Oh.
I threw it right behind my head. Just to kind of get a general idea. Offset this a little bit.
It's an amazing demonstration. Congratulations from the border of France/Germany/Switzerland. Thank you, Pascal.
Wow.
Appreciate you watching.
That's cool. Of course, I guess for you, it's just home. So it's cool to hear from people in other countries, other locations. So that's pretty neat.
Absolutely. Hashtag Aaron saves. Yes.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. It stings. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'll take these pieces right here, make them into components. I'm going to set the axes. Ooh, got a little crazy with my zoom there. Again, set the center of the axes. And then I'm going to, once that's done, get rid of everything else. Well, not everything, not that much of everything. The rest of the spire is really what's SketchUp got a little enthusiastic when I said I want to get rid of everything.
Oh, we can certainly do that.
Cool, consider it gone.
We can get rid of everything.
And I'm gonna take that, and I left my little thing up here so I have this as a reference point, because then I can go from here to here, X 7 times. All right, and the reason I'm doing that is because I'm not gonna go hog wild with this the detail here, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to come in here and put some detail in, maybe like railing here. Do something like this.
Ooh, never seen a watermark before. Yeah, no. They're definitely cool, and you can use them for this, kind of like a little reference image on the side, or there's a few videos on our on the channel that go through different ways to use watermarks too, for overlays, for like kind of giving a little rendering type look, or yeah, other stuff too. So yeah, check it out. You can just search watermark or whatever in our YouTube channel and peep them.
Yeah, watermarks are cool. They're obviously they were created to allow you to overlay, thus like a watermark, but you can really use them for so many different things. It's pretty cool, some of the stuff you can throw in there. All right, I'm not going to go too far into creating more of this arch, but I wanted to get a little something in there, and work my way up here. The same thing, you just get that quick grading. Just gonna throw a rectangle in here, grab that rectangle, option, copy it over. Let's try stay. There we go, parallel with that. Let's say divide that by 4. There we go. And push that through. Other side, double click, double click, double click, double click. And then I'll do the same thing here. I'm just gonna offset this a little ways. And then to find, what I want to do is put a perfect half arch on it, but I want that half arch to end right at the top. So I'm going to do is break this line right here, use rotate to swing that, a copy of that down. As soon as I drop it down that vertical line, it's going to give me a snap point right there. And then I can use an arch to go from that point straight across, pull it up to the peak, and then I have that arch shape to pull back in. One last piece of fun to stick on here. This little, there's a lot of detail I could go and put in, but we're gonna keep it simple-ish. Down to the corner, down to the corner. I'm just gonna go straight back like this. What's that line? Oh, that must be on the outside. Oops. Throw a circle in here. All right. It's coming along. It's looking like a thing. All right. Save.
Smart.
I'm gonna go in. I can take this out now, just like that watermark. Hit minus. Do you want to delete it? Yes. I just needed it for a little bit. I was just borrowing the space. Awesome. Right. Where are we at? Like 3:15. Let's throw a little more detail on the sides here. Like Matt has pointed out, our goal here was never really to get the whole thing, and this is an ambitious model. And there are some cool models. I don't know if you guys have ever looked this model up, but out there, people have spent significant amounts of time making some beautiful models of this. We just really wanted to do something because, I think it was kind of a loss that the fire happened. We recognize that was a terrible thing, and we wanted to kind of just do a little something to remember. And that's kind of what this was. This was never we're going to model the entire thing in this time. That was never really what we were shooting for. So. Mergy geometry. What am I hitting? Hitting something. It's preventing me from push-pulling what I want to push-pull. I'm not sure what happened there, but I was sticking on something. All right, I'm gonna wander into some dangerous waters because I do have to say I am. Whoops! I got excited. I deleted too much. There we go. We'll be going to see Endgame this weekend.
Oh yeah, I was actually at the beginning of the stream. Somebody said you looked like Hawkeye, and I was wondering if you had seen it.
I have not seen it. I think Hawkeye's awesome. Thank you. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. I like that. Always been something of a comic book fan, so this is pretty cool to see this stuff all coming together. So yeah, I don't know if anybody else is gonna see it, but that's gonna be awesome.
Have you ever modeled your own home?
I have multiple times. Modeling your house is a great way to show a loved one what kind of things you want to do in your house. As a design professional, so I've been doing this for a while, I'm pretty used to viewing spaces. You know, I can look at something and imagine how something will be different, that sort of thing. I can draw on a 2D piece of paper, see what something looks like. Not everybody can do that. So if you ever need to show somebody like what it would look like if we put a wall here, took a wall down, something like that, artwork on the wall, that kind of thing, it's a really powerful tool to show that sort of thing because, like I said, not everybody can think in 3D. So I've done it multiple times when we were considering buying furniture or moving into a new house. That was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to find the plans and model our house before we got to go into it. That was kind of cool.
GT Alex says, very good job. And I have to agree with him.
Thank you very much. All right, I'm going to, oops, I'm still in here. Okay, I'm going to throw a couple window representations right in here. And we'll save that height.
Beautiful building. This cathedral is the real French touch. Cool.
Must be, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I know that I'm not saving often enough.
That was more often than last time.
That's true. That was not a bad loss, but yeah, no kidding. Wow. When I consider straight up, the hours I spend modeling, it just doesn't happen very often, or when it does happen, I'm expecting it. I'm messing with an extension or something. But man, this is just it's really something. And save.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. All right, we're just about caught up already. That's good.
Yeah, it wasn't too much.
No.
But yeah, it was a good reminder that saving, of course, is very important. You don't want to, lose any work. Rework is, of course, a very big problem in the construction industry, other industries as well. So something to consider. You want to make sure you keep on top of that.
Do it once. Save. Ay, ay, ay. All right, let's for some reason let's poke the bear a little bit here. Draw an arch right here. Take that arch. Ooh. It repeated itself. So that's a thing.
And as always, you'd want to send in that bug splat
Yeah.
with a detailed explanation of what you're doing.
Yeah. Save again. All right, let's see. I had 2 questions. Question 1. Can I do it again? Question more important, how can I do it without that splat? Save.
Is there something?
I'm gonna do with merging geometry. That's my theory. Yeah, see, that worked just fine. Offset that.
How would you delete that watermark? I believe watermarks are in your styles, right?
That is correct.
So they could be saved to scenes and stuff, but it would be, yeah, you'd change it in your style, edit your style, and then that's how you would
That is
get rid of it.
Grab that. Not everything made it through in those last copies. Oh, okay. Huh. All right, I'm gonna make this right here into a component. Window. It's gonna be a cutting component, and it's gonna be right there. Oops. Do it again. Do we have anything else? Make sure I don't have any other geometry connected. Nope. Looks like just that piece. Make it a component. Replace with current selection. Cut opening. Window 2. Window 2. Cut opening. Enter. Alright. Now I'm going to take that and slide it from here to here. Times 3. Times 4. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to take this one, slide it from here to here. Alright, and now I'm going to grab all of these and move them from here, option, to here. Oh, need one more, so I'm going to take this one, here, option, here. Alright. It does look like these maybe continue around here, so this is going to get a little bit, it's going to get a little silly here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another one of these. I'm going to slide over. I'm going to put it up a little high. I want to slide it down to the bottom. I'm going to get it on the face like this, and then I'm going to drop it vertically down to the end, and I'm going to make this one unique. Because what I'm going to do is hide the rest of my model, and I'm going to select this outside edge,
Appears as though on the Twitch stream there, we are being raided by Blender Gang. Blender Gang checking in.
All right, how's it going, guys?
Well, hello, Blender folks.
Okie dokie. Cool. Anyhow.
Very cool of you folks.
All right. So I'm going to take this same one, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to leave this group. I'm going to paste it here. Oops, I didn't leave enough. I'll leave all the way out. Bring it in here. Put that right there. Align it to the, so that's in the center now. And I can drop that straight down. And then it's not quite, I don't think I quite got that square. So I'm going to go from the middle point right here and get that back on axes. Boom, like that. Cool.
Don said, a great way to spend my Friday afternoon, especially since it's his day off.
Wow, that's
High praise.
committing your day off.
Yeah.
I take that. That's impressive.
Yeah, well, thanks certainly for watching, of course, and appreciate you tuning in.
I'm going to take this curved piece right here, and I'm going to intersect with the model, not the context. That's going to hit everything in the model. And that way what I can actually do is I come in here and get rid of all these pieces. So then my window will be all that actually connects right there. With these extra lines. Triple click to select those and delete. And kill that out there. So now if I click out here, I should just see that window in there. Same thing over here. See right now, my window is running through. So I can come in here and I'm going to temporarily select and hide this component. And then same thing, I can select this, delete it, get rid of these extra lines. There we go. Edit and unhide. Last. All right. Looks like this didn't cut or something. Let's see what's going on here. So it cut there. I'm going to hide this one. Huh. Oh, because it doesn't go through far. That's because it starts, that's where the bend starts. Right there, so that...
I told you to do the bendy every once in a while.
Didn't listen to Matt. It's all on me. All right, so what I got to do here is I'll just make all of these. Nope, I want to make this unique. I'm going to do it the right way. So this one, the end's going to become unique. And I can just take these two pieces. I'll take the whole thing. Oops. And then I will just push those through like that. And then I can re-intersect with model, and I'll break that plane to get rid of there, like that. Oops, gotta unhide some more. Cool.
I got Nuno watching from Portugal here says, this is way better than watching the current programs on TV. You get the chance to really learn something.
That's our goal.
Happy that you're learning, yeah, of course. Thanks for watching.
What time are we at? 3:30. Yeah. What are you guys seeing? Is there anything on here that I think we really need to get in there? I'm feeling pretty good considering.
Maybe the top of the towers?
2 hours. Yeah. Let's get some, let's trace something around here. All right. So we got a little thing comes out, goes back in. It's actually an octagon right there. I'm gonna do something about that.
I like how SketchUp requires 2 mice to use.
Absolutely not a requirement, of course. Just something I do for fun.
Yeah, it's nice to double up.
Yeah, just a fun way to show it to you guys, that's all. What was I doing? Styles. I was gonna get rid of my watermark, that's right.
SketchUp equals 2 hipsters in Boulder, Colorado. Blender equals millions of users around the world.
Aw, that's cute.
The choice is simple. Alright.
Well, first off, this is my first time ever being called a hipster.
Yeah, I think you've made it, man.
That was a new one for me, so yeah, I feel pretty good about myself. Thanks, buddy.
Hipping it out. Hipping and hopping.
That's just learned
Greetings
a lot.
from Norway, great entertainment. Well, hey, certainly love having you here, and love having you hang out with us on Fridays.
Oh, that's the right number sides. All right, let's get back in here. Just throwing a quick octagon on here. Something like that. And push that down there, pull it up here. Oops. All right. Something like that. That's good. That'll work. Sure, it does something underneath here. It actually looks like this may drop all the way down. Whoops. Kind of like that. Grab all 3 sides. I'm going to get rid of that, and then grab all these sides and intersect them with the model, or with the context, so what's inside this group. And then I grab all these pieces right here. Yeah, something's still not quite symmetrical. I threw something off when I did that. Fortunately, not a big problem. Bring that up to there. That down here. Why wasn't it lining up? Cool. I wonder if this one will line up with the next corner, or I wonder if they'll line up on the opposite sides. Let me try that real quick. Grab those. I'm going to intersect those. I know these are making faces on the inside, but I'm okay with that. Not selection. I meant to say intersect with context. And then grab all that. See if I go 180 degrees, if it lines up over here. It does. Almost. No, it doesn't. Huh. Well, here's
Maybe that line is, the line you drew in the middle is intersecting that one line, but it's not the middle.
Oh, it's not the middle.
Thing.
All right, let's try. Here, from here to here should be the middle. It's close, but something's off. But I think what I can do is I think I can do this. I'm just gonna grab this. Sometimes the solution is just to pull it apart. There we go.
This is amazing to watch, lads. Great job so far. I'm watching all the way from Liverpool, England.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Danny, for watching, of course.
How are things in Liverpool?
Yeah.
There's a place I have never been, but hear about a lot.
The lovable lads from there.
Those friends of yours, or?
The four.
Oh, those guys.
The four men. No, not the four men. The four lovable lads from Liverpool, of course. Could you copy the face and then place it where needed?
Yeah, it's kind of what I ended up doing.
Yeah, sort of.
Of course, even that's, I'm not doing a very good job right now. Let's get this back on
I think
axes.
you're doing a fine job.
Oh, thanks. Get this back on axes and then just slide it back over. This tip meeting this tip. But yeah, so something, when I made that tower originally, something didn't quite, you can see even right there, something's not quite perfect. But I didn't start with a square. I kind of tried to retroactively get it back into a square, and I didn't, something wasn't right there. So, but anyhow, we got something now. I'm gonna explode that, and I'm gonna take this. Yeah, see there, something's not right. It's almost like my original geometry was not quite square. That could be not a big deal because I can put this in here quick enough, but
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't forget to save, of course.
Control S.
Hello, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Zarni Magic. Whenever C's and Z's are involved, you know, I'm like,
Yeah.
is this like Shostakovich? Who's the Duke coach?
I don't know. I can't say his name.
Yeah.
All right. This is well, it's safe. If you were to go up to the roof now, you wouldn't fall off. So, got that going for me.
Yeah. No gargoyles were harmed in the making of this.
Yeah, you
top
know what?
part.
That was actually, as I was looking at pictures, that was some of the coolest parts was the gargoyles. I'm like, oh, I want to do gargoyles. I didn't do gargoyles though. I didn't do it.
One of the last things added.
Yep.
At the begin, before we started, I asked Aaron if he was going to build it chronologically, the same way that it was built in real life, like, you know. But
Nope.
wasn't the case.
Nope.
Wasn't meant to be.
Not
today.
gonna do it.
Next week.
We'll see about that. All right. Let's.
Bradley Design says you use lines for guides more often than using guides for guides.
I
Care
do.
to comment?
I do, and that I think straight up falls into the how you learn to use it kind of thing, because I can't say there's a specific reason that happens, but I got used to using lines, and I think it's just the way I taught myself. I would draw something and then go in and delete it afterwards, and that worked for me. And I've never retaught myself to use guides. I think guides have some nice tools. Some of the nice things about guides are things like going in and turning them on all on and off. It's real simple. Deleting them all, you can delete them with one button push. From when I started using it, just clicking through and draw something and then delete something, and that was just kind of what I did. Not saying that's what you should do. You should do what is most comfortable for you. If you use guides, that's awesome. I don't know. I just never got good at guides. All right, so what I'm doing here is getting that second level up there. I'm feeling that probably comes back in. Move this back. I'm gonna actually grab these 3 lines, push pull, or follow me, miss. Cool. And then I'm just gonna come in here to this right here.
Oh, we still got the Blender folks over on the Twitch there. Red Sea 130 holding us strong. Hashtag SketchUp resistance, of course. We can't lose. Thank you. And then Gamborg said, so gargoyles have water spouts to allow for drainage. Without the spouts, they're called grotesques.
That sounds like that sounds a little offensive, but that's cool.
Like gargoyle is a flattering name?
That's true. Well, I thought he was a good-looking gargoyle. Turns out he was a grotesque.
Yeah. He can't allow drainage for crap.
That's right. I was just spilling on himself. He's totally grotesque. All right. Well, y'all, we are pretty near the time when we usually call it, and I feel pretty good. I feel like this was not a bad, considering our initial setback. Not too bad.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, put that there. That was pretty cool. Couple hours of modeling, not too bad. Hopefully you guys like that. Like I said, really this was all about, just a respect thing. It was a shame to lose some amazing architecture, and we want to just kind of throw something together real quick and just celebrate that cool building. It would have been really cool to get into some of the intricate detail, but I think that initial massing mock-up kind of thing, that looks pretty cool. It turned out pretty well. And most importantly, we got to hang out with you guys on Friday night, so that was fun. Best use of my time tonight. Thank you very much, Gustavus. So I really appreciate you guys, like I said, coming by and doing this. This is something we were doing kind of as just a test to see if anybody would even watch. We've had it up on Twitch and YouTube, and YouTube's just a ton of people. We really appreciate everybody who comes over and watches. So yeah, keep coming by, and we'll keep doing them. We'll keep modeling stuff, and hopefully you guys keep learning. That's the reason we do it, is your benefit. You can see stuff. And again, we keep saying this too. We want to keep doing stuff that you guys want to see. So keep letting us know. Let us know here. Let us know on the forum. Leave comments on either YouTube or Twitch, and let us know of different ideas you have.
Yeah.
Just keep the feedback coming, and we'll keep doing these. So hopefully everyone enjoyed that. Hope everybody's having a good, fun, safe Friday night. And
have you saved this final model?
Control S.
Nice.
Yeah, still working on that. I'll keep at it. And look at my weird arms. Watch this. I can make my arms go.
Get the go-go gadget arms,
That's
the
right.
extendos.
Just a little, and they're pale arms. Sorry, I noticed that when we were first setting up, like, ew, look at that, ew. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. So we will see you guys next week, hopefully. I think have we come up with what we're doing next week? Oh, well, you guys got to hang around. I'm going to be gone for just a second, but I'll be right back. I got a teaser for something for next week. You're going to like it. All right. Matt's going to hum a song or something.
Ooh, I'm excited, yeah. I don't know if I've seen this either. I didn't know we had anything planned. Yes, thank you. Dialed Inc. Learn more from these sessions than from the 10 books that I first bought to learn SketchUp. That's awesome to hear. We're definitely here to help everybody out, show you some SketchUp stuff, and glad you enjoyed watching and learned some stuff. So, hey, what more can you ask for from a Friday afternoon or morning, depending on where you are? I'm not sure where folks are watching from, but thanks regardless for watching. Can you export this as an OBJ so I can make it better in Blender? I don't know, man. You can download her and send her up on Blender if you want to. We might share on the old 3D warehouse after this, so yeah. Head to an epic vegan restaurant on Pearl Street. There's plenty of them out there.
Why do that, though? That's kind of, I get it. You're, haha, Boulder. But neither Matt nor I live in Boulder, so.
Yeah, I can't afford to
fire
live
away,
there.
I guess. I don't know.
Didn't want to get lost in the.
All right. So, you guys got to come back. What's the date of our the other live thing? It is 7th, May 7th. We're gonna do something special. I'm gonna give you guys just a super quick teaser of a little thing that we call the Wheel of Pain. And this is were you to be modeling, what would be the worst thing that would happen to you? And these were some of the ideas that we came up with. So come back May 7th. We have another live stream next Friday, but 7th, a couple days after that, you can see the Wheel of Pain live on our channel. So you see that on YouTube and Facebook. That was a little teaser. We'll see more. Maybe it'll be spinning by next week, but you guys got to come back for that. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be ridiculous in the best possible way. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we got going on now. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out with us and watching that. I don't really have more. I've talked enough.
Yeah, appreciate it. And if you have any other suggestions, we'll leave the stream on for a little bit. Just put them in the comments there. And yeah, thanks again for watching. And I got to do my mandatory. That's not mandatory. I'm happy to do it, of course. But thank you to Aaron for live modeling in front of everybody. Of course, overcoming the non-save debacle earlier. But bouncing back quite impressively, I do say so. Good job, and
Good times.
Certainly,
Yeah.
poised. You have poise. You have grace. Style. So yeah, well done.
No, thank you. This is you guys. This is you hanging out with us. Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you next week. We'll do more.
Take care.